The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Here we are in 2021, and we finally made it. And to start off the year, it really sucks to know that we're just a weekend and we've lost two genre favorites in Tanya Roberts and Gary Clark, both best known for being in Tourist Trap and Day of the Dead, respectfully. And it's really sad, and I really wish they would have stuck around a little bit longer, make some more films, But that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid, right? Well, anyway, like I said, it's 2021, and we're going to have a whole slew of new films that we're going to be reviewing. And I've been doing some digging, and I have a really good feeling about this year. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of really good films this year. More so than last year. Last year felt a little weak. But this year, I have a very strong feeling that we're going to be seeing some really, really cool horror films this year. So long as Johnny doesn't fuck it up. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites. Welcome to episode 441 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau, Casa de Zero, and the Lair of the Gods. We are once again streaming to you live, if you're watching live, that is, from 4 locations. It is 2021. We've gotten through the hell that was 2020. This year's off to a great fucking start already, guys, right?
I warned you guys not to fucking mock fucking karma. Oh, yeah, we're out of 2020. This is going to be a great fucking year. Yeah, welcome to the Civil War.
The Silver War?
Civil War.
Civil War. Oh, is this going to last 25 years? Oh, Jesus.
The Silver Age War.
Yeah, there's no Cap, there's no Bucky, there's no, it's, or
there should have, you know what, hey, if there was, what happened yesterday wouldn't have fucking happened.
It's true.
One Captain America could have fucking done something. Fuck, man.
Unfucking believable.
Could have used the Hulk.
Could have used fucking Elastic Man. He would.
Speedball.
Yeah, anyone.
Meteor Man.
Yes, Meteor Man. What's the worst superhero we can think of that would have actually done something?
Oh, who was the fucking the Damon Wayans one?
Meteor Man.
The Blank Man.
Oh, Blank Man.
Oh. Blank Man.
Yeah, do you think he would have done something?
Something. He would have locked the door.
You
didn't get blast.
He wouldn't have moved the fucking barricade aside.
No, you know who it would have been? The Mighty Heroes.
Oh my God.
Can you picture Rope Man dealing with those guys? Or Cuckoo Man?
Thank God he doesn't have another K. Cuckoo.
Yeah,
Man.
I know. Shit. He may have been there. There was someone dressed like a giant fucking boar or some shit, right? It's just fucking stupid, man. It's fucking
Yeah, he looked like a douche.
Oh God, this fucking 2021's off to a great start. Great start, everyone. Way to go. And we've already lost like a bunch of fucking genre actors and actresses. And Z named a couple of them. Who is it? Gary Sklar?
Gary Clark.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah. He was in Day of the Dead.
Yep.
He was Steel. And Tanya Roberts, who was in Tourist Trap.
Yeah. Well, fucking Beastmaster, sir.
Word, son.
Beastmaster, sure. Yeah.
Fucking James Bond. Fucking Sheena.
Do you say James?
Sheena, yeah,
James.
especially Sheena.
James Barnes.
James Bond.
Barnes. Barnes.
James Bond. Yeah.
Oh wait, Marion had a good recommendation for a superhero, the Spleen from Mystery Men, played by Paul Rubens.
Oh.
Remember that? He's like, "Excuse me." Fucking love the Spleen. He would have fucking cleared that place out.
Fuck that. That's a good choice. But how about the Shoveler? He would be fucking throwing balls.
Oh, you know what? I forget her name, but Janine Garofalo's character with that fucking bowling ball. What's it?
Yeah,
bowler.
Bowler, yeah. Just fucking bowl them
Yeah.
all down, right? Strike.
I think Blunt Man and Chronic with Cockknocker.
Cockknocker, yeah.
But one thing, though, I thought I read that Tanya Roberts may not have passed. Or was that?
Yeah, but the next day it was so it was they said that she passed. Her husband said his goodbyes and everything like that because he left the hospital thinking she was gonna be gone, and then the next morning they called her and said she made it. She's still going. And then later on that day she passed, unfortunately. So it was legit. Like the first one wasn't a hoax. It was just that people thought that she had died, but she actually hadn't.
She beat the odds.
Beat the odds for 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was yeah, it's too bad. I mean, obviously, like I think all of us saw Beastmaster at least like a billion fucking times back in the day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an HBO staple, man. It was fucking Beastmaster or Flash Gordon. Was on all the fucking time.
Yeah. Podo and Kodo.
So in terms of when it comes to Gary Clark, apparently he died on the 31st.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, close enough.
He was hanging on.
Yeah.
Hanging on to 2020.
Fucking sucked. But, what are you going to do? Yeah.
Well, yeah, what are you going to do? We can remember them and talk fondly of their contributions to cinema and whatever else they've done. So,
right.
There's one other today, MZ, you didn't even mention. Unfortunately, a passing.
Who? Oh. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. She had nothing to do with horror, but she does have something to do with
us.
With us. Wait. Now you lost me.
Oh my fucking god.
No, I was going to say who it was, but then he said with us. It's like, wait, is it someone else?
We fucking love those fucking movies.
We love Police Academy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know you were talking about Police Academy when you talk about you guys. It's like, and you could Picard all you want, Aries. You don't even know Police Academy.
I knew what he was talking about.
I didn't. I was on my way to say Marion Ramsey, but when he started throwing you guys into the mix, it's like, wait, did someone else?
We all have a love for the Police Academy movies. They were done for the show.
Yeah, we did one, but still, we made a big deal of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, Marion Ramsey. She was 73. As far as I know, her death hasn't been determined. What caused it, but I was just on Leslie Easterbrook's Facebook page, and she also made an announcement. And apparently, she and it seemed like that she was just an absolute angel. Just one of the sweetest people you could ever hope to meet. And she can actually break eardrums with that voice of hers.
That's awesome.
Which is great, I the Police Academy movies mean a lot to me. I love them. And, it's funny. The Police Academy movies are, and I'm just talking the series as a whole, not any one in particular, that I feel like my life is a little bit more complete knowing that they're around. Very few movies I feel that way about. Battle Royale, The Shining, Cannibal Holocaust. I feel like those kind of movies. My life wouldn't be so complete if it weren't for
MZ,
that.
have you looked at your life recently?
And what's wrong?
It's
What?
far
What
from
are you saying?
complete.
What are you saying? I need kids?
No, you don't. That's the worst thing
No,
you can
I
do.
don't. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Jesus Christ. The day I find out I have kids is the day I hang myself.
Jesus.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, wow. That got dark. Welcome to 2021.
Well, actually, actually what I just said is a beacon compared to what's been going
Yeah,
on.
no
But hey,
shit.
that's
Well, here we are. We want to try to forget about some of the stuff that's going on because, it's literally been on my mind since yesterday. It's been hard to kind of focus on anything, and it's fucking stressful and insanity. So let's try to bring some levity to the world for at least 2 or so hours, however long
yeah.
we do
Let's
this.
have some fun.
All right, let's have some fun.
Right.
So, one thing I wanted to, well, actually, before we go into that, one thing I wanted to bring up is the Patreon. I wanted to mention, actually, not the Patreon. Before that, we did our year-end show, the 2020 year-end show. We picked our top 13 films. We, assigned points to them all and then picked a master list. And we have the number one film of 2020 for us was actually, I guess it shouldn't be much of a surprise, but when I was trying to think of what would be number one for us, I didn't think that was going to be it. Did anyone think? And let's keep the suspense just in case people haven't listened to the episode yet. So let's not mention any titles. But were you guys surprised at what was number one?
Yes.
MZ now.
I didn't give it much thought, to be perfectly honest with you, but now that you're bringing it up, I'm not surprised really at all. I'm really
Raven Shadow?
not surprised.
I think I was more surprised looking back at the films that we did. I mean, there was 61, right, Johnny? Was it 61?
I think 61 or 62, something like that. Yeah.
Pretty close. But then, once the numbers were counted, and counted again and recounted.
Recount.
There was
We're
no
supposed
movie.
supposed to get away from real world, Raven Shadow.
There was no movie. No. Wrong. Fuck you, you cunt. No. But I think once the tally was fucking whacked, we figured it made sense.
Tally was whacked.
It made sense. I think it fit the criteria for what the kind of picture that would be number one.
Speaking of criteria, that film should get a Criterion release, right, MZ?
Which one?
The number one, our number one film.
Yeah.
I'm just
Why
fucking
not?
with you. Yeah, why not? No, it was interesting. I actually didn't really think too much about it, but I was a little surprised at which was number one. So, if you guys haven't heard it yet, go check out the year-end show. We talk about all of our top 13 lists. And one thing I will say is we all had a different number one. Kind of interesting. So I'll leave that right there for you. You can go listen and find out what our number one films were. That is available for free. That's just on all of our podcast feeds. And we did record video. We didn't stream it live, but we recorded video. So if any of you guys want to check out the video, you can go to our YouTube. It's youtube.com/trickortreatradio, or you can go to trickortreatradio.com, and I just embed it right there. Just look for the year-end show, click it, and then you'll see the video linked in there as well. So,
Yeah, go watch the video. So MZ didn't put on pants for no reason at all.
yeah, exactly.
What, we have video? Be right back.
Oh, all right. Something else I wanted to bring up, because this may have some bearing on some stuff we do down the road. But so for people who do podcasts, there's a lot of people out there that are starting businesses that are looking to support your podcast, whether it's by like giving you statistics or maybe transcribing your podcast for you, because a lot of podcasts rely on transcriptions for like getting like Google searches and stuff like that, and also just so people can read a transcription or whatever. So, we occasionally get emailed like, hey, let's we want to market for you. We want to do marketing for you, or let's put an app out for you, or like whatever. We get solicited by like a lot of these companies that are trying to get our business for something. Little did I know that we're broke as fuck. So, but anyways, one of the ones we got this past week was a company sent us a transcription, unsolicited, for the year-end show, and I gave these guys like some little bits and pieces, because when you transcribe, obviously it's not perfect. There's it's like an AI or a computer that's transcribing it. It's not somebody actually listening to every word and writing it down, So there are always invariably some ridiculous we say ridiculous things to begin with, especially someone with a name that rhymes with Maven Haddo.
I'm a layer.
So let me just read you. Let me see. There was a few of them. I got to find one of these right here and see what the best one is. All right. What's that?
There was some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask: Is it like entertaining? Is it entertaining because it's not 100% accurate, or is it entertaining because you just like reading what you said?
Not what I said. What Raven Shadow's trying to say.
Oh, okay. Oh, this all goes towards Raven Shadow. Okay.
All right, so I'll just read one. I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know if this will be even funny or not, but it made me chuckle while I was reading the transcription. So it starts off by saying, the following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is the same, which is not what it says. And then Raven Shadow's intro. This isn't much of a spoiler, but Raven Shadow's intro for the year-end show. Well, I gotta say, 2020 is in the books, and goddamn, just like we thought back in 2019, what a great fucking year that was. I mean, it was so many advancements in society, in healthcare, in strides. I mean, the way people interacted with each other, or even from a retail perspective, my God, it just puts the brotherhood in man. And I just hold the hope. It's all of the buckets. Pray that 2020, it says great and nurturing is 2020 was, and I'm a liar. Welcome to the fucking New Year's. Welcome to the New Year's Eve day. Or did you call it end special, year-end special trick-or-treat radio? Inaudible?
That's all it should say, is just inaudible.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could go on and on. There is some ridiculously funny stuff in here. Oh, wait, there's just, let me read one other thing. Well, you did your home. You never wear clothes at home. You answered the famous story of you answering the door, pretty much a fucking buck naked, when Dynamo came to your door like years ago. A dynamo, is that the door? How long was I supposed to approach them? This probably isn't nearly as funny as anyone else, but like it's, oh my God, just reading these fucking transcriptions is fucking hilarious. And for anyone who remembers way back hundreds of episodes ago, I'm guessing, because we're at the studio, Castle Wolfenstein, and I do remember Mars was there. We got a tweet, and Mars got so fucking worked up. We got a tweet from someone telling us we should think about the people who like have trouble hearing or whatever, and we should transcribe the podcast for them. And Mars went off on him, and it was fucking hilarious. Does anyone remember anything about that? What he said?
He went ballistics. I think he went on a whole rant. I think he wished death upon someone. I think it was a lot of piss and vinegar on that rant. It was pretty good though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he went off, and it was like I want to say it was like around the Howard the Human time frame, because I think the pitch went up real high. Rachel, what are you looking at?
The fucking transcriptions.
Yeah, but
No, he goes now.
We're doing a show.
But I was thinking about maybe I could read something too, but
You
now I'm not
you
going.
got to read your own words.
Well, in other words, I was speaker one.
I think you are speaker one. Yes.
Yep, and you were like, no do-overs. It's the year, Rave Shadow. Not Raven, but Raven. No, what? It's Rave Shadow.
Rave Shadow. All right. See, it's done. It's done. It's not funny anymore. It wasn't funny to begin with. So, we thought it might be kind of funny. I don't know. We'll think about doing something like that. But we thought it might be kind of funny for Patreon supporters on the Patreon shows to read some of our transcriptions in the voice of Raven Shadow or MZ or whatever. So, yeah, there's some ridiculous stuff in here. So, anyways, the year-end show is available. You guys should check it out. And we also recorded a Patreon companion to the year-end show, which I have yet to release. I'm just trying to spread it out. I don't want to, inundate people with 4 episodes within the span of a few days. So I'm going to probably release that this weekend. But that's all set to go. And we did a Patreon show where we talked about our top 5. We picked a top 5. And then we gave our Dear God No awards for the year of 2020, which is the worst film that we reviewed on the show in the year 2020. And it was a lot of fun. So that'll be available soon, and should people check it out. And speaking of Patreon, Raven Shadow, we didn't talk about this at all on the year-end show because we want to talk about it here. But you hosted another Blackout Tapes. Why don't you talk about that?
Oh, it's so exciting, John. I mean, it's funny that it's only been an actual week from live shows, but I feel like we've done so much since then, like you said.
I know.
Right? Like the fucking year-end special, the Patreon compendium, but we also had the Trick or Treat Radio, Blackout Tapes, New Year's Eve extravaganza event. It was very exciting, very well attended. We started at around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and went to about 4:25 in the morning.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
Jesus Christ.
We went.
You guys have the nerve to talk about me not having a life because I watch movies.
Whoa. That's hanging out with our fucking Patreon supporters, you asshole.
Yeah.
You saying that they don't have a life? You're not getting out of this one.
Yeah. No. For 7 hours, for over 7 hours.
Who cares? We've podcasted for 5.5 hours before.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost a fucking Star Wars show.
Yeah, it was almost a Star Wars show. We did 7 hours.
But dude, it was a fucking party, man. I know.
Yeah.
You have to be before when the street lights come on, because the squash is getting cold. But most times New Year's Eve parties go deep. And it was very exciting.
Hey, I was there.
You were there. It was very nice. It was very you caused a lot of commotion. People were very happy, but
Yes.
we had multiple time zones. But we had Canada, we had California, we had Alabama, we had Australia, we had other fucking places.
Other fucking places.
Rafting
is everywhere. Yeah, it was like it was an international affair.
It was. I mean, we went deep. We had people showing up, popping in, leaving, and people getting fucked up.
People just lurking.
There was some idea.
Lurker at the gate.
Funny. Because I keep my phone, and for the most part, I keep my phone in my pocket. So I'm talking about my headphones. I walk around. Marion was upstairs because she was at the party. And I was downstairs because we can't cross the audio streams being too close to each other.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know. I would peek in periodically, but we went fucking deep. Maz was there, which was great. But like all parties, it always comes down to two dudes and a bottle of whiskey, or at least another beverage. So there was Riku and I. We pretty much trying to solve all the world's problems about. And apparently, I think we're doing a Robotech inspired podcast. So,
We should we should talk about that. We should do a like a Blackout Tapes breakout like podcast special or something like that. Because I think you created about 5 different podcasts that night.
and it was so. And like it, truly, like the only reason, like it would have, and poor Riku, I think, has tried to like, hey, I'm gonna go. I'm like, no, fucking Bob and Leo or Roy Folk. Then the Zentradi showed up, and then we had folks that were just hanging out there and like not even talking. So I wish EF Contentment did say hello at least, because I was wondering where he was. But I'm glad we got to at least. I'm glad he was there, just listening, which happens at parties. And just talking, you just sit. Like Aries would just sit down with people in some parties we used to go to.
He'd look threatening and do it.
He scared lots of people back in the day.
Yeah.
I resemble that remark.
There was that one you were like, you with the hair, and the kid left the kitchen. You fucking over at Potzak's house.
So I only popped in for a few minutes towards not towards the end, but like later in the evening, like 2 a.m. or something like that. I did pop in just like occasionally to check on it, and I was typing in the chat a little bit here and there, but I just wanted to make sure everything was going well. I saw MZ in there. I was really proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there for like about what, 2.5 hours or so.
Yeah. I saw
something like that.
Like I said, I was like cooking some appetizers and making some food and stuff like that. So I kept kind of popping in. It just wouldn't have been good for me to pop in then because I was like cooking. So. But yeah, I saw a lot of action going on. It was awesome. It was great seeing so many people hang out, and obviously, hopefully the 2021, by the end of 2021, we're not still in the midst of a pandemic. But it is a really kind of a cool thing to have as a means to interact. Like Brave Shadow, like we used to back in the day when you were at the manor, we used to have parties all the time or just hangouts, right?
Oh, totally, man. And definitely. I mean, usually, and that's what it really felt like, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Keeper Girl was there, Marion.
Yeah. It was awesome. We had Rocky and Sue.
Yeah.
Total international affair. We had Australia represent. We had Canada represent. I think those are the only countries, but we had a lot of people. It was awesome.
It was so good. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm sure I forgot somebody. I think first time Mike was there too, but I couldn't hear him.
No, he was. He was. Yeah.
Okay.
You probably muted him.
It wasn't unintentional. It was an accident. If I did.
Yeah. No. I know it would be because you don't even know how to fucking answer your phone, let alone know how to mute people. So.
Yeah. No, I was still talking at like 5 a.m. once my phone charged. I'm like, well,
you're like, wait, where'd everyone go?
I go, where'd you go? We haven't talked about fucking Galaxy Rangers yet. What the fuck? Come on
now. D Rook just popped in. He says, "Good eve, my trick or treat brothers." What's up, D Rook? And we got Dr. Chris hanging out as well. What's up, everybody?
Hey guys.
D Rook.
So let me quickly pivot. We can come back to talking about Blackout Tapes if there's anything else, but I just wanted to mention what we're doing this evening. So we're back to one film a week. How'd you guys feel? You had a week and a day to watch one film.
Times the wife.
It's still, of course, still a fucking underachiever, Raven Shadow.
Jesus Christ.
Is that why? No. Is that what you were doing right before the show finished in the fucking movie? Yeah, I know.
It's funny.
Asshole.
That's funny that you even fucking know, Johnny. I'll tell you.
I actually didn't even look at Plex. It was just a guess. That's why we started at 8:15 like last week or the week before, whatever it was.
I know, and I did the last 2 times. But,
I get 2 movies, but come on, man. One movie?
There was some things going on, John.
All
okay.
right. Yeah, of course. There's always something going on.
Yeah.
Fucking problem. There's insurrections. Okay. That's a thing. Cobra Kai premiered. Listen, I don't want to get into details, but there's fucking problems in the world. And sprinkles of good things.
Was it a Rudo insurrection?
Oh, I love Rudo. Oh, man. That would have been dope, man. That would have been fucking dope.
No, this wasn't a good Insurrection. This was Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah. Was that the one with the Borg, or am I mistaken?
No, you're mistaken. That's.
That was Nemesis or something, right?
First Contact.
Oh no, wait, I'm getting them confused now.
I don't actually know. I've never.
I can't even keep track. Jesus, yeah.
I don't know Star Trek, so.
First Contact was the Borg.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
right.
That's right. Yeah, because that came out when I was working at the movie theater. So I remember, wasn't it Picard in the fucking Borg outfit on the poster or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Chris called it out just now. First Contact. So yeah.
I also called it out too, by the way. Just saying.
Well, we're on a delay. I think he probably beat you. Technically, because we're on a delay with YouTube. So. Oh. He said,
Although I did.
he said that had the hot Borg queen, Alice Krieg.
Yeah, word.
Word. Word. You sound like fucking Barry White. Oh, word.
Word, baby. Come on now.
Jesus. Oh, Evil Corny says, I'm an interruption now, Raven Shadow.
Ooh.
Oh.
What is that? What? No. What's that mean?
Yes.
That's
How
not
could
what I
you
said.
not mention Evil Corny? God damn it.
I said Alabama, and I said fucking corny.
I don't know
Was
if you did.
Oh, you did.
Where's the fucking transcription?
Yeah.
Fucking
Where's
liar.
the transcription?
Yeah, right?
It'll probably say like corn ear or something like that. Like
Fucking liar.
wow. I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed if I were
Yeah.
Corny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want you to send me something 8 months later ever again.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
You know what, Corny? If I were you, I would come up here, visit Raven Shadow, give him a good swift kick right in the face, and then fly home.
There you go.
It's a bad thing to do. Why don't we just, why don't we just fucking air up and fucking, watch some movies, dude. You know I love you, Corny, my buddy, my brother.
When I think of you,
No, I said everybody. That's the entire message, John.
All right. So Blackout Tapes was dope, as they say, Raven Shadow. I don't know. Go ahead. You were gonna say something? Oh, now you're taking a drink. Okay, go ahead.
I said it's true. It's fucking A, Johnny. God damn it. I said it's true. It's true.
It's damn true.
Damn true.
So I don't know when the next one will be. You never know, Raven Shadow. You never know when they're gonna pop up.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. It was a lot of fun. I think, and there's some new. Once again, there's some Blackout Tape ideas. We'll get some. I'm gonna talk with Johnny. We're gonna get some things in the future, in the not too distant future.
Raven Shadow, that would be $1.99 a minute. Charging you now for tech support.
Patreon supporters, please.
God.
$1.99. What was it? What it used to be like $3.99 for the first minute, and then $1.99 for each additional minute, or something.
Yeah, well, Johnny, if that's the case, and I better fucking different kind of conversation.
No. Yeah, definitely not that kind of conversation.
There better be a cause and effect. Tell me about the Mandalorian again. Tell me about Ahsoka Rock or something.
What color is Boba Fett's armor?
Bad batch. Well, you're a bad batch, aren't you?
Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, Dr. Chris said Raven Shadow and MZ hating their fans. What the fuck?
What the fuck, Dr. Chris?
First MZ
I'm not hating.
First MZ hates
I'm
his.
not hating.
It says first MZ hates his patrons, and now Raven Shadow hates Alabama.
Whoa. I never said anything about hating the fans.
Yes, you did.
I did. No.
Dr. Chris stirring up trouble.
God, Dr. Chris.
Creepy Girl just popped in, and she said anti-Valentine's Day blackout tapes.
You know what? I was thinking about that. I think we should do all the fucking holidays. It'll be like the long blackout tapes, like the fucking. Will be a better name. The long Halloween and the Batman. We're gonna start out New Year's Eve, and then we'll do all the holidays coming up.
So you had what was it, like anti-Christmas, pro-New Year's, anti-Valentine's Day. What is there in January? Martin Luther King Day. You want an
You can't go anti-Martin Luther King
No,
Day.
no, don't do that.
No, you can't.
That's a Christmas. Now,
Please.
corny.
Oh God.
That would be disastrous.
Okay.
Corny also says, I'm getting the first vaccine shot on Monday, so I'm one step closer to roughing him up.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
Awesome, Corny. That's good. That's glad to hear. I know that
Yeah, good for you, man.
my mother got her first shot, her first vaccine. So I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear
mine
that
too.
because she's in Florida.
Shit.
Yeah. So tonight, yeah, we're just going to talk about The Dark and the Wicked, and we don't have too much more planned. I think we have one or two voice messages. I'll have to double check on that. But if people are listening live, there is an opportunity for you to get another voice message in. So feel free to send it to podcast@trickortreatradio.com if you are checking the show out live. And I think that's it. Yeah, just kind of shoot the shit, hang out, talk about some movies, and try to forget about the fucking world for a couple hours. Let's see. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about in the new year? No?
I don't think there's any. I'm sure there's other things going on, but with everything else going on, it's hard to
Yeah.
concentrate.
Hard to focus on fucking anything. I'm trying to think if there... What's that?
I was gonna have MZ's comment though. I mean, new movies coming out. Like, many new movies are really coming out? I mean, like, there's probably stuff in the can, right? But I mean, shows are being delayed. Like,
There's some movies coming out that's being released this month, as far as I know. That I got my eye on, and I've been meaning to talk to Johnny about it, see what he thinks.
Well, there's two movies coming out this month that I've been really looking forward to. We mentioned one of them already last week, Psycho Goreman. We'll be doing that this month for sure. And also, I'll just mention it because we'll definitely do it. The name of the movie is Synchronic, and it's forget the directing duo. They did Resolution and holy shit, I'm forgetting the other one. Justin Benson. The Endless. So they did Spring, Resolution, The Endless. So these directors, we watch pretty much all their movies. So Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, and their new movie Synchronic is coming out this month as well on VOD, and it stars Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan. So pretty excited about that one. We will be doing that one in this month as well. So looking forward to both of these. But are those either of the ones you brought up, MZ? Were you thinking of those, or
No.
do you have other ones in mind? Okay, we'll talk about it.
There were other ones in mind.
Interesting. Okay. We'll talk about it after the show ends, and we'll see. Because I actually, right before the show tonight, I added a bunch to the upcoming Hungry Young movies. The movies that we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So you'll have to let me know what it is. So
Yeah.
but yeah, looking forward to. Yeah, I think this year will be an interesting one. I haven't looked too much further than the next few months. Actually, like next few weeks, I should say. But I do know that there's some others coming out soon. What's I can't remember the name of it now, but I know that your boy Raven Shadow, Zack Snyder, has a new zombie movie coming out on Netflix. Did you guys see
Really?
that? Yeah. What the hell is the name of it? Let me look it up. It's got a pretty crazy cast, though. It is Army of the Dead. It's in post-production now, apparently, so I don't know when it's actually hitting Netflix, but it's hit Netflix sometime this year. And it has Dave Bautista. I thought it had a bunch of other people that I recognized, but maybe not. But yeah, Dave Bautista and a bunch of other folks.
Motherfuckers.
Bunch of other motherfuckers. Garrett Dillahunt. That name sounds familiar to me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's that?
But then
dude?
we have.
Oh, he's in Deadwood.
Ah.
Francis Walcott. You know that dude?
Well, then we the Justice League, the Snyder Cut will be dropping on the HBO Max.
Yep.
Johnny don't give a fuck.
No, I'm interested. I would have rather seen that in the theater. When I paid for the movie, but
right.
Well, not at the length he's talking though.
It was going to be too.
Ooh. What's the length, Aries?
I thought he was talking like a 4-hour movie. Like,
What's the girth? So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it's like, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff coming out this year, so it'll be interesting to check out what's coming out when and all that. Let's see. Dr. Chris says, "Have you seen Netflix's Sweet Home?" Didn't you see that, MZ?
Sweet Home? No. I did watch a movie recently called His House.
Oh, okay. I knew there was a house or a home in it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I saw the movie His House.
Whose house?
His House.
Thank you.
Not bad. Not a bad little flick. It's all about this South Sudanese couple refuging to England amidst a war that's going on, and they take up refuge in this little shithole house, but the house holds some very ominous secrets.
Okay. You recommend it?
I recommend it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll kind of saw some pretty decent stuff about that, so I'm kind of curious. The other thing I wanted to mention is, did anyone else finish Cobra Kai season 3?
I did.
I finished episode 2.
Are you on the one episode a week?
When I have a free half hour, I want to check that out. That's
all right.
I happen to watch episode 2 today.
I won't talk too much about it. Did you finish it, Rune Shadow?
No, I'm on episode 4 or 5. I think I started 5, but like I like to space it out, man. I like to do 2 a night if I can. Have fun with it.
You can have fun with it by watching 3 or 4 in a night.
Well, I can, but I want to.
Spread it out.
Spread it out.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. I gotta watch the next episode because I just love it so much.
But you gotta slow down, chew your food. That's how you choke all the time. Like, you gotta don't get.
It is true. Yeah, MZ Cobra Kai season 3 to MZ is like eating chicken. He's like choking. So fast he's choking on it.
I am a gorger, I will admit, but I watched the whole season and it was awesome. Now, Wolfie, did you see the entire season?
Yeah. So obviously these guys haven't seen it, so no spoilers. But yes, I have seen the whole season.
Oh no, I won't say any spoilers. But would you say that all right, let's put it in this kind of a term. Would you say that the money shot of this season that takes place in
I know what you mean.
Episode 9 or 10 may have been a little bit far-fetched, yet still highly enjoyable?
Yeah, I mean, I won't say too much, but yeah, we can talk about it off air. But yeah, there was some stuff that was a little crazy, but otherwise, like, it's just a fun show regardless. You have to kind of suspend some disbelief, but
yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Even I had touched Slagoth about this early on. Even the whole show. I mean, there are things that can't happen. Like you can't go, and this is, you know, if you watch season 1 or 2, you can't go into a car dealership and punch someone in the face.
Whoa! You can't.
Yeah, you want to.
That's how I got my truck.
Yeah, well,
Aries just walked off the lot with it.
I'm taking this one.
Aries, me and you going back to that fucking Hyundai dealership, all right? Let's go fucking touch that fucking guy. All right? But no, it's very like almost like a comic book in a sense where
Comic book.
Comic book.
Or almost like a movie.
Yeah, or almost like a movie, but spread
Or a
out,
TV show.
or
Or
spread
TV
it
show.
over 10 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some suspension of disbelief. You know, I mean, there's certain epic fight scenes that you really wouldn't happen in real life, but goddamn, is it fucking entertaining like a motherfucker.
MZ, did you like some of the characters that were on the season?
That were what?
I'm being really vague. Did you like some of the characters that appeared on this season?
I think I know what you mean. Loved it.
Okay.
Loved.
I kind of
Loved it.
marked out for one.
Loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I think I know which one you marked out for because I did. Because I did too.
I think I did read a headline with a teaser that was a spoiler for me, so I think I know what you guys are talking about.
Well, there's actually two. MZ, all I'll say is, this is Howard Cosell.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You know what's funny is I never put 2 and 2 together with that actor.
Really?
Yeah, until I was like looking. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. So these guys are probably like, what the fuck? All right, we'll stop talking about it because they haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
Corny says you can't get undercoating without punching somebody in Alabama. Undercoating. Is that a car thing? So no, I loved it though, and I can't wait. We're probably not going to get season 4 until 2022 at the very earliest. So
Right, that was 3 was
See,
already in. Good.
Yeah, well, see, that's why you're supposed to enjoy it. You take it in piece by piece.
So Aries, you watch 1 a month, and then you won't have to wait too long.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had just finished 2 and 3 came out, so I didn't have to that climax was resolved within a week for me.
It's been literally almost 2 years since I watched season 2.
See, I didn't live that horror that you lived through.
Well, I
It was
wouldn't
a
say
week
it was,
for me.
I wouldn't say it was horror, but yeah. But I actually watched season 3, and I'm like, oh my god, I fucking forgot what happened in season 2 because it's been so long. So.
Oh, I figured you would have tried to rewatch.
Nah, I don't really have as much time as MZ, so. The other thing I actually wanted to talk about last week or the week before, I forget. Maybe it was last week. We'll just be real quick on this and then we'll wrap up. But has anyone seen Wonder Woman 84?
Yes,
I did.
You saw it, Raven Shadow?
I did.
MZ, you probably have no interest, right?
No, I have an interest in it. I'll watch it at some point.
I hate Wonder and I hate women. I'm not watching it.
I hate Wonder and I hate women.
But I love 84.
Yeah, I love 1984.
Actually, there's one thing that MZ will love in that movie. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Towards the end.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, what?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, real quick. I don't want to talk about it too long, and everyone's fucking hating on it. Like it's ridiculous. I fucking loved it. I literally enjoyed every fucking second of it.
We may have touched upon it briefly. Like I had a really kind of shitty Christmas morning with some fucking weather.
Raven Shadow, I'm sorry you didn't get what you had asked Santa for. It must have been horrible.
Yeah, fucking no fucking pony, dog. What the fuck? I'm gonna be out for that. But no, but we watched it. Mary and I watched it. I had a huge smile on my face. Now,
Oh yeah.
now there's definitely some hate. Now, could it have been Could they have shaved off 15 minutes? Yep.
Yeah,
It was a little bit at times.
a little bloated, 2.5 hours, but I didn't feel the runtime really until like I saw how long it was before we watched it, but during I just didn't feel the runtime. I didn't think it felt like that long.
I had a huge smile on my face. Now they made some interesting.
Wait. Where were Marion's hands for this? Why?
I like what you're. But no, she didn't give a fuck if I was there. She just wanted to watch Wonder Woman. Didn't give a fuck. Now, there was a couple of interesting choices with a certain plot line, which I thought was interesting. But overall, I mean, I think it was great, man. There was some great growth in the character.
Yeah.
And finally, something happens with Wonder Woman that I've been fucking arguing about fucking for years. An ability that she fucking has.
Huh. I'm kind of curious what you mean.
Do I say it? Do I fucking...
Don't say it.
Was it in the trailer?
No. It was just finally she could do something that it didn't involve the plane, but like it.
Was that static?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess some static.
Someone's cord. It's definitely a cord. Okay, it's gone now.
Not for
It's
me.
back. Oh, it came back. Okay, go ahead.
Certain powers that she has that I'm tired of fucking her not being able to do.
Okay.
And it shows.
See, I didn't like that. I thought that was good that was left out. Because then you're running the risk of her just becoming a clone.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, I gotcha. I thought that scene was great, though. I thought it was great.
Yeah, she can fucking do it, man.
I mean, I liked how they kind of explained it, but at the same time, I didn't like it. But I thought it was completely unnecessary. I did like the introduction of the jet and the explanation.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I think the Wonder Woman pictures really like have a lot of similarities to the Donner pictures.
Oh yeah. This one for sure.
Definitely. I mean, even the first one had Donner stuff from like the whole her catching the bullet. Like
there was a lot of wink and nods in the first one.
And and by no means is that a criticism. It's just I think it's a homage or it's a whatever you want to call it. But I think Gail Gadot is fantastic.
Yeah. The thing I loved about this one, without giving too much away, was at this point most people who want to see it have probably seen it, but it wasn't like a fucking slugfest, which is what everyone wanted apparently, because everyone's like, there's no fight, there's not enough fighting, but that's not exactly what Wonder Woman's all about. And I thought that they played up to her themes so fucking good, like especially the ending. I love the ending.
Oh, 100%. I mean, once again, in the fucking Donner fucking Superman picture, he didn't fucking fight anybody.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying,
Hey, like, let's not get it fucking twisted, guys. It wasn't a perfect film. I would say I highly enjoyed it. I loved Pedro Pascal as Max Lord, who I'm a huge mark for.
Yeah.
And I guess what's fun for me is that I wondered what the normies would think about him because, once again, I think Mars and I and I think Aries and Wolfie know Max a little bit, but like
from JLA,
from 87
or JLI or whatever, yeah.
He brought forth the Justice League, the Bwaha League. He was a good Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
depending on the time frame, he flipped and flopped, but heel to face kind of stuff. But I thought it was a great portrayal. There was some great nods to his character. With how his power might affect his body. I thought Kristen Wiig as Cheetah was great, man. You wouldn't know that was a Saturday Night Live, comedian. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, it wasn't glaringly... It didn't take me out of the picture. I thought she was great.
Yeah.
I didn't like her being, the cliche geek to, buff type thing. I mean, that's been done to the extreme for me. That was one of the few things I didn't like about this.
And that's fair. I mean, early on I was getting some remembrance of Jim Carrey in Batman Forever. The whole like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and Uma Thurman and Batman, Robin. It's just. I mean, that's been done to so often. It's becoming tired. I didn't like that.
but I think it corrected itself. I think once, yeah. I mean, once again, it ain't fucking Endgame. It ain't fucking.
Oh no, it wasn't a perfect movie. They had little problems with it. That was just one of the few things I didn't like about it. I thought the being set in '84 was just going to be capitalizing on everyone loving the '80s right now, but I thought it was actually a perfect time to place this story.
Yeah, I really dug it. So and there was some really touching moments, especially at the end. I won't say too much more, but I thought there was some really touching moments, and they really kind of hit that emotional storyline out of the park. So yeah, for me, it was
I was
highly
getting
enjoyable.
the feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I think I could be wrong, though. I do think Operation Wolf came out in 1987.
What?
There's an arcade scene. You guys remember the game Operation Wolf?
Oh.
He had an Uzi. And I could be wrong.
Really?
But
You're going to be one of those assholes that's going to nitpick a background feature?
I'm joking. But
He
like,
is one of those assholes.
Look, I'm an asshole, but I'm not one of those fucking assholes.
You are one of those assholes because you brought up a fucking background feature. Because I don't even fucking remember that being in the movie.
It's a film discussion podcast, Aries. Okay, and I'm discussing something.
You're being a movie douche.
Movie douche.
Taking a piss at it. I'm having fun. I'm having fun
Movie
with you.
douche.
Movie douche.
Movie douche.
All right.
One thing that I just want to say one more thing, and then we'll move on. The apparently a lot of people were hating on the way Steve Trevor was brought back for this movie. I thought it was actually great.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, I thought it was a great way to do it because I was wondering how the fuck they were going to do it.
Oh yeah, when he was in the trailers, I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" They brought him back, and I was actually annoyed until I saw it in the theater. Like, not in the theater, but in the movie, and went, "Oh, that makes sense. I love that."
Yeah, and it plays perfectly into it, especially that opening scene. Like they had a like a theme and a and they played those story threads throughout perfectly. I just don't I don't see why people have such a problem with it. If they're looking for Avengers level fucking beat 'em ups, you're not going to get it here. But if you go into a Wonder Woman movie expecting that, you're already like off course. Like I don't know why you would go in expecting that, So
yeah, I mean, and it isn't as good as the first one, but it is definitely a good follow up.
I actually think I liked it better.
Oh, really?
Overall, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I actually
likes it better. I still prefer the first one.
I didn't like the end of the first one. The stuff with Ares. I know it's Ares. But,
agreed. Yeah. Oh yeah, because Ares wouldn't be beat.
I just thought it was a little weak for how good it was up to that point. I thought that was a little weak.
I'll agree with you on that. But as a whole, I do enjoy the first one more.
Yep. All right. Well, let's move on. Enough about that. And all right. So the ways you can support the show, we talked a little bit about Patreon earlier. If you guys want to help support, you're not already a supporter, head on over to patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And for as little as $2 a month, you can help support the show. You get access to all the Patreon exclusive episodes. You get access to the Discord, the blackout tapes, everything else we do. And then obviously there's other tiers that go up from there, and you get access to other stuff. You can join our movie club. We got the Masterpiece Theater Movie Club, which if you want to join in the conversation, we actually have to plan one for this month. So let's start thinking about that as well. But we got that coming up later this month or early February. And then we also have the highest tier. If you guys heard our Patreon shows in November and in December, we had a lot of fun with those. I think we did 3. October we had Corny, we had EF, and then we had Carlitos, and we got a few more coming up this year. So looking forward to getting to those and finding out what movies people are going to pick. So. But if you guys want to take part in that, if you're in the highest tier, you have the option of picking the films for us to review and also coming on and joining us as a co-host. So if that's something that interests you guys, you have the ability to do that. There's only a handful of those left, so if you're interested, jump on that now. And as we said, you get access to the Discord. We got some chat going on in there. We got the blackout tapes and all that other stuff. So give it a look. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Every dollar that gets contributed to the Patreon goes right into the show, pays for the podcast hosting, the website hosting, all the software that we use to broadcast live, and equipment. We may occasionally need to replace some stuff. MZ needed a new headset when we started doing stuff from everyone's house, things like that. So having that stuff available to us is a huge, huge help. So all the support you guys can give will go a long way. Also, if you are already a patron supporter, or if you are not a patron supporter and are unable to, you can use our Amazon link. You go to trickortreatradio.com, you scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, you click on it, and when you click on it, it brings you to Amazon, inputs our affiliate link. So everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. We'll get a tiny little cut. It doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Ravenshadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
That's right. So any way you can help keep the lights on is helpful. And the final way you can do so is to head to trickortreatradio.com, look at the store, click on it, and then it's going to bring you to our digital store. You can buy the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio. We have volumes 1 through 3. So I know we have a lot of folks out there who have not been around for the full 8+ years. If you guys want to go back through the archives and kind of get a sense of what happened in the earlier seasons, if you will, you can go ahead and check that out. All the highlights, the lowlights, the midlights, everything in between Raven Shadow. Maybe a couple songs, maybe a couple arguments.
Oh, some fucking choice arguments.
Was that a chef kiss?
That was much like we're in a golden age of corruption. We had a golden age of arguments back in those days. Yeah, there was some. Yeah. Fiery shit. So if you guys want to hear some of that, go ahead and dig through the greatest hits, volumes 1 through 3. All right, Raven Shadow. I kind of know already how this one went, but you sit down to watch one movie this week. You have one fucking job. Not two, you have one fucking job. What do you do to prepare for the movie this week? Well, to be fair, John, I already have 2 fucking jobs. So this is like a 3rd job, and then I had some.
Whoa, it's a job now?
Listen,
first you hate the listeners, and now it's a job.
Well, zero hates the listeners.
Yeah, right.
I've been talking a lot, Johnny. I've been talking a lot. You know what I mean?
If you
That's
say
your favorite thing is to talk.
Yeah, if you say it more times, it doesn't mean you actually have more value. It just means you are saying a lot of words.
Oh, was a transcription, but no, I do. I do want to thank everyone that came out to the Blackout tapes. It was very nice. I hope you guys had as much fun as I think I did. I kind of blacked out after a while, but no, we got fucked up, and it was fun. Great conversation. So no, I basked in that. I basked in the various extra specials we had, and I got to check out Worlds Collide, Johnny. The newest episode of Inside of You had not only Michael Rosenbaum, but he talked with Chris Jericho. That made me smile. So I checked that out. But then to get ready for the film, I was in a bad mood last night. I watched it today, and I was getting close, and I was kind of nodding off a little bit around 7:15. Had about 10 minutes to go. Woke up about 7:45. Finished those fucking 10 minutes. So you better believe. Strapped on.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast,
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
This is Matt Kennedy of Astron 6. You might know me as Manborg. You might know me as Father John Sullivan in Father's Day. But what's important right now is that you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I can tell you I'm never coming back on this show. Especially now that I did that thing that you just made me do. Which I will be sending you an invoice for.
And we're back on Trick or Treat Radio. Good timing, Aries. I was thinking, is this the first time I'm going to go back, like just being the only one?
All the other two aren't back?
No.
Oh. Yeah, my computer's doing a weird thing again where I can only see you, so I don't have the view of everyone else.
Lucky you.
I can hit that share screen again. That went over well.
Oh yeah, what about that? What was the that view that everyone fucking was freaking out over?
Oh yeah, that was the shared screen.
Oh, I thought it was the together mode.
Oh, together mode, yeah. Together mode, yeah.
Raven Chat was so mad that he wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice you join us, MZ.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, waiting on you, pal.
Waiting on you, dude.
Oh, you're not waiting on me.
Actually, I was. I was gonna wait to start, and you were gone, so I just me and Aries went live.
Yeah, how often am I the not here when we get back?
Very infrequently.
Yeah, exactly. So get off my ass.
Were you leaning on the sink looking at Facebook? Is that what was going on?
No, I wasn't leaning on the sink looking at Facebook.
You taking a dump?
No, I wasn't taking a dump either.
What were you doing?
I wasn't doing anything. Shut up.
You were doing something.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
For Christ's sake.
Getting very defensive.
Yeah. You're doing something, apparently. You having some squash?
No, I wasn't having some squash. Ass.
All right, so we're just gonna jump into this because fuck Raven Shadow. The Dark and the Wicked is it was released in 2020. This is one that came out. Let's see, I don't actually have the release date in front of me. I typically do, but I don't. But it came out late 2020. I want to say November, December, somewhere around there. And it is not rated and 95 minutes long. This film is written and directed by Brian Bertino, who you may recognize. He did. He also did the films. Let me see. I want to get his directing credits. He did The Monster, which is a film that we did on the show a couple of years back. He also did a film called Mockingbird and also The Strangers, which came out in 2008, which was a pretty good theatrical success, I'd say. Did you? I forget, MZ. Did you like that movie?
Strangers?
Yeah.
Highly overrated.
All right.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not great. But people talk about it like it's
Like a fucking
the
new
next
classic.
big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just not. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually kind of agree with you. I think it's just okay. It was a pretty decent theatrical experience seeing it, but because I did see it in theaters, but yeah, nothing to write home over.
Yeah.
So, all right, this film, get back to the IMDb page, and it stars Marin Ireland, Michael Abbott Jr., Julie Oliver Touchstone, Lynn Andrews, Tom Nowicki, and Michael Zagst as the father. He had a tough role to play in this, right?
Yeah, right. Just laying in bed all day.
And the synopsis: on a secluded farm in a nondescript rural town, a man is slowly dying. His family gathers to mourn, and soon a darkness grows, marked by waking nightmares and a growing sense that something evil is taking over the family. All right, so this one, I wanted to get to this because I actually saw this appearing on some people's best of lists, and I saw that it did really well at Fantasia when it played at the Fantasia Film Fest, and a lot of people listed it as their film of the festival, which is interesting. So we didn't get around to it last year, but wanted to make sure we got to it. And it was a little bit of a weird period. Usually the first week of the year, there's not a lot of stuff that is available. So figured we'd jump on this one. Nice of Raven Shadow to finally join us as he's slowly putting on his headphones, fixing his hair.
Fix his hair.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Blast from the Past popping in on the chat. Tom C. says, I like turtles.
Hey.
Rep Tom C.
Did you call him Rep Tom C?
I said, yeah.
Reptile Tom C?
I said, what up, Tom C? But I guess it sounds like reptile.
All right, so Raven Shadow already went down everything. I ran down The Dark and the Wicked, so please don't bring up anything about the things I just discussed. Okay?
What the fuck? Yeah, the lot of fucking top 10 lists, fucking TIFF, fucking.
No, I didn't say TIFF.
Oh,
Actually, it may have played there, but I said Fantasia.
Fantasia Fest, you know what I mean?
Where's Fantasia Fest take place?
Fucking Disneyland.
Actually, it's a pretty good
Close.
guess, but yeah.
Close.
No, not close.
You almost
at all.
had it.
Speaking of Disneyland, has anyone seen this this new Mario amusement park that they're building, or like theme park in Japan?
I've seen shots of it. That's not Disney. That's Universal.
Oh, did I say Disney?
You did say Disney.
Oh, I'm
There's
sorry.
always speaking of Disney.
Okay, yeah, it's Have you seen it, MZ? I know you're a big fan of stuff that happens in Japan.
What is it? I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a theme park, like like Universal Studios or MGM or Disney World or whatever. It's a theme park in Japan. It's modeled
They have
after.
rides,
You ever hear of a theme park?
and they're called roller coasters. You wait in line to go really fast for 2 minutes. It's like sex with you.
What's the theme? What's the theme of the park?
Mario.
Nintendo.
Mario.
Oh, it's actually
yeah.
all Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw a little something about that maybe about a week ago. Yeah. I thought, shit, that looks pretty cool.
I mean, they are building one in Orlando as well, but Japan.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I saw. Oh, yeah, but I actually I don't remember which one it was I saw, but I do remember seeing something about a Nintendo theme park. So
so you know what a theme park is? Okay, good.
well, yeah.
I love how I had to lay everything out, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about."
No, because I didn't know. No, because I didn't know what he was talking about at first. He said a theme park. That's all I heard. And when he was going to get to what that theme park was, Raven Nuts decided to jump in and fuck everything up.
Tom C says, "Hey guys, happy 2021."
Yeah, it's fucking great so far,
Yeah,
bro.
we're off to a great start.
Yeah.
Rousing start here.
New Year's.
can only-
Yeah.
It can only get better.
New year, new you.
Waiting
Raven Shadow.
for 2022 now.
Yeah,
There we go.
the countdown
Yeah.
begins. How many days we
A
got?
long way.
358 or something. All right, so let's talk about this flick, Dark and the Wicked. It's got a cool, evocative poster. I'll definitely say that. I really love the kind of coloring and just sort of the kind of creepy nature of it, of someone sort of floating above the house, or at least there's two posters I've seen, but this is the one that I'm looking at now. Is the one where there's somebody in a what looks like a bathrobe or whatever those are called, floating over a farmhouse. Bathrobe, yeah. Now it's what is a nice shirt or whatever.
Housecoat.
Fuck, housecoat, nice shirt.
Nightgown.
Nightgown. There you go. Let's go with
Does
that.
it matter? For Christ's sake,
A moo moo.
could be
It's not a
wearing
moo
could be wearing an M&M costume for all we care. I don't give a shit.
MC or the
Wait.
melt in your mouth, not.
Yeah, the melt in your mouth or the wrapper.
Yeah.
Melt in your mouth.
The melt in your
Jesus
mouth.
Christ.
MZ is the melt to your mouth.
Are we actually trying? Are we actually breaking down what it is the person is wearing?
Apparently.
Oh, God.
I believe
yeah.
at this point we're just trying to annoy you, which I'm all on board.
Well, it's working. 'Cause it's so fucking ridiculous.
All right, so we start
But the
out.
poster is cool.
Yeah, cool poster. That's something we don't often mention when we talk about movies, because it is I think it's an important aspect of a film's marketing, and obviously posters are not quite what they used to be, so maybe that's why a lot of the posters we see are just kind of like mundane and kind of boring. But I thought this one was a good poster, so it's worth mentioning. But so the film, we have basically we have older parents played by Julie Oliver Touchstone as the mother and Michael Zagst as the father. And there's definitely something kind of going on. The dad is bedridden. He looks like I don't know if he's technically in a coma. I don't think they officially say, but he does have oxygen and he needs help breathing and he's not doing well, right? Like, is that a safe characterization?
Right. It's definitely end of life. He's in the end of life stages.
Yep. And so the mother doesn't seem very happy that the children have come home to see their father. Basically, the brother and sister, who are played by Marin Ireland, plays Louise, and Michael is played by Michael Abbott Jr. And I thought I recognized that actor, but I don't think I've seen anything. Oh, he's in Fear the Walking Dead. Have you seen that? Oh, he's only in one episode. Never mind. He's not a regular cast member, I don't think. So, all right, but yeah. Anyways, so we have the son and daughter who come home to kind of see their father. It was in Texas, I believe. They come back to Texas, and you could see that they're sort of like kind of estranged. The brother and sister seem like they're kind of on decent terms, but it seems like they haven't really talked to the mom or the dad very often. Maybe I don't think there was any kind of falling out. It just kind of seems like one of those deals where, you move away, you don't really talk to your parents all that much, right?
I get the feeling the sister was more distant than the brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. So, but the brother and the sister seem to get along fairly well. They seem to be, get along pretty well. And so this is definitely like a slow build. I think there's a lot of really interesting things that happen throughout the course of it. I'm obviously going to tiptoe a little bit around some spoiler territory because I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think that there's this evil that is on this farmhouse. It's not, like we're not quite sure what it is at the time, and we also have also worth mentioning. There's like a nurse, played by Lynn Andrews, who comes to kind of take care of the dad during the day, and kind of just keep an eye on him. And they also have a lot of was it sheep or goats? I think it was sheep.
Sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have like a lot, like something like 40 or something. It was a lot of them. And obviously the mom doesn't seem like she's doing so hot taking care of everything. And we get some cool scenes early on. There's that scene where she's chopping vegetables, like an onion or something like that, and then they kind of cut away, and then they cut back, and you could see that a chair had moved, like to the middle of the kitchen. So we get a lot of like little creepy moments like this, and there's one of those kind of deals where you're looking in the dark corners to see if you notice anything, and there was that definitely pays off on at least a couple occasions if you are keeping an eye on that sort of thing. Especially one situation where you see the shadowed kind of silhouette of a character, and then you see it again later, and it's a different person. I don't know if you guys picked up on that or if you know what I'm talking about, but there's a couple of interesting little sort of shadowy silhouettes to keep an eye on, and even I thought I was really interested in the way the shots were framed. I thought that there was a lot of cool stuff to kind of look in the corners of the screen, just to kind of look out for that stuff. Like there was one shot maybe about midway point in the film, or maybe a little bit later, where there's like a mask or something in the corner of one of the shots, and it was just one of those things where I was like training my eye to look for things, and it was a mask on the wall, and I was like, is that a mask, or is that a face? So I thought that they did a good job of creating this sense of dread and tension throughout that made you kind of always looking and like, is there something there? Am I going to see something? And I think that that's effective when you have a horror movie. You want to typically build that sense of dread and tension, and I thought that this did a really good job of doing that.
And the fact that they would make you show you a shadow, and at times there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like, they lead you to believe you're supposed to be seeing something, but there's nothing there. So you never know when something is there. And that is so infrequently done in movies where they show the shadowy corner and all of a sudden something pops out. In this, they show the shadowy corner and nothing. Like you're waiting and then nothing.
Yeah.
So that you're anticipating, and then they go to something else. So it really keeps you on edge throughout this movie.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. What did you guys, Raven Shadow and MZ? Did you guys have any hot takes on the tension and sort of like the way they built it up?
I like the tension and how it was built up. I just wish it kind of came to a satisfying conclusion, in my opinion. There were areas where musical stings would indicate that there's something going on, and those worked rather effectively. There was one in particular musical cue that it just seemed it just felt so matter of factly, but for some reason it got me. And after I watched it, I'm saying to myself, "Oh Jesus, I'm gonna be like the biggest wimp that I came across that small scene," and it made my heart jump a little bit.
I'm kind of curious what scene it was now. Can you say without spoiling?
It was a scene where about maybe 20 minutes into the film, probably.
Was it outside?
20. It was inside. It was in the kitchen area with Louise.
Okay.
With Louise, and she was walking in through the kitchen. It was like a diagonal shot from left to right.
Yep.
Walking towards the camera, and One time it's there, next thing you know it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
Or one time it isn't there, next thing you know it is. And the musical sting just got me.
Gotcha.
I think it's 25 minutes in. What I noticed is that there are no jump scares in the first half of the film. They're all in the second half. So it builds. So the tension is being built up by really good performances, really good setting, excellent cinematography, and then next thing you know, the second half of the film is when things start really starting to roll, and the jump scares is what's gonna start coming after you. I just kind of wish those paid off a little better. I felt there was a little bit of ambiguity involved here, where to a certain degree, you gotta accept that. But so much to the point where some questions weren't answered, and after a while, it started to become a little aggravating. But the buildup of the characters is really well done. I think a great performance by the guy who played the priest, who
It
was I
played by Xander Berkeley.
yeah, I thought he was great. He was really good in this. A great story overall. I love the seclusion of it. It's got a really different feel. But still, I kind of wish the jump scares paid off just a little bit more.
Yeah, and
But that's just a small critique. Overall, I think the movie is good.
yeah, and I will kind of echo a lot of what you said. I think that there's a lot of effective stuff in this. A lot of really good scares, tension. There's a couple of really creepy scenes when they find the mother, or even before that, the second time the mother's chopping. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's definitely some high spots. Now,
Yeah.
that's intense. And then, but here's the thing, though. It reminded me a lot of other movies that we've seen.
Yes, it definitely did. It wasn't treading new territory.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it was any kind. It was done really well. Like MZ said, the shots are great. The isolation was felt. The set pieces. But then it's like, okay, you see a whole bunch of fucking sheep. Uh-oh. What's going to happen with sheep at some point?
Yeah.
There's certain beats that you kind of saw coming. And like I said, like last year, how many fucking movies did we watch that had Lovecraftian themes?
And the year before was animal violence. It seemed like every movie.
There was more fucking Lovecraftian themes in last year's films than a fucking Deadites album. You know what I mean? Like nothing. It just was stuff that we had seen. So while this wasn't this movie did a lot of things really, really well. It's just some of the spots. Well, I've kind of seen that match before.
Yeah, I'm totally on board. I think that's the thing is this. Go ahead, MC. You were gonna say something? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna mention some of the CGI work in this is really. I don't want to say it sucks.
Questionable.
Yeah, that's the best word for it. And there's a matte painting in this it really turns me off. It just didn't blend well with the foreground or the background rather. It just looked really non-organic, it just didn't look good. That's the only way I could put it. It just didn't look good.
I may know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure if I know exactly. But yeah, I was going to say something else about. But yeah, there's a couple really I thought effective scenes. The one where the mother chopping, I thought was super effective, and like you've seen that scene before, but maybe not quite that way, right?
And then that's fair too. Like once again, we've seen it before. It doesn't make it any less fucking fun.
Yeah.
It still causes an emotion to it. The barn scene was, intense.
Which
was
one? Early on or later?
I think. Well, I mean, the one with the Discovery.
It's either one. Okay. Yeah.
Discovery.
I thought the one with the brother later on was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Agreed. A very fucking creepy ass fucking shower scene.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
That's fucking weird. You definitely got some fucking, some things going on.
I thought the camera work in this was great. There was a couple of, it was actually the same shot but done twice in a row, but done very effectively, where a character was actually walking forward, but it gave the illusion that the character was growing larger.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And being the scene that they were creating, it was perfect for what they were trying to create and put across there.
Yeah, I can definitely get down with that. I thought there was I mean, technically, this movie is just really well executed. There's a lot of really creepy stuff in it, and I think there's enough. Like, I know we've sort of like there's been some discussion about the term slow burn recently. I don't think it's a bad thing, and I thought that this was a decent slow burn, but with enough horror along the way to keep you going. It wasn't like, all of a sudden, going, 10 miles an hour and then it hits 60 miles per hour at the end or something. There was a nice balance, I think, to the more sort of slower stuff, So I think that there was a good balance here, and there was a couple things. I didn't like the one scene involving the sheep. Obviously, that was a bit much.
It's bad.
Yeah, it was very bad, but expected. I think we kind of assumed, right, something like that would happen. But
anytime you see certain things, like, I guess I'll wait for that fucking moment.
Yeah, exactly. So it should happen. So, but but there was a lot of really effective scares and great characters. I thought one of you guys mentioned the priest earlier. I thought that he was super creepy, almost to the point of like almost a little bit too creepy. Like, he definitely wasn't a priest, kind of too creepy,
Right. I mean, I find that term redundant most times.
Oh, true, fair.
But yeah, it's like, you're fucking like picture the tall man with a fucking kind of with the collar,
and even the young girl who showed up, who was I think it was Charlie's niece or something like that, or daughter. I can't remember what she was. Granddaughter, yeah. I thought her role was awesome. Like, it was short but sweet, and she was like really, she played it very well.
And the neighbor with the kind of like the gray hair and the mustache or the beard.
Yeah, that was Charlie. Yeah,
Charlie.
Yeah.
And even the nurse, I thought, played it well, because she had a couple kind of like big moments, and even though he didn't talk, the father, there's a couple scenes where I thought that he was also very effective.
I mean, MZ kind of downplayed that, but I thought he probably had one of the hardest roles in this, and he played it perfectly.
Talking about the dad?
The dad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to do what he did, to portray that level of sickness and pain in that character, I don't know. I thought that was the best performance in this.
All right. Yeah. I thought all the performances were pretty good. I thought the acting was solid in this. I think the direction was solid. Yeah, I think overall it's a well-made film. I think we'll probably start to get into maybe some of the issues, if anyone had any. I know I kind of did. But I will say that this is an enjoyable film for the most part, and I think that it does what it does incredibly well. It's not wholly original, but it just does everything very effectively. So we can jump, unless someone else has something to say. I want to jump to the end a little bit. Obviously, spoiler free, but all right.
Well, I'm just trying
go ahead.
I just wanted to try and figure out what it is that because I mean, unless I missed it, I didn't see anything about it. But the cause of all of this, because it seems like it's just being done for the sake of putting a family in turmoil.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that we're getting a little close to spoiler territory. But this is one of those sort of like I don't want to say that Babadook started this, because it didn't, but that's one of the big sort of like touchstones when we talk about is, with the Babadook, it was this it was about grief, right? It was about the monster that you create this with grief, about avoiding things. And I think there's a bit of that plays into this. So while all these things that happened were, probably happened, there was also this element of, how do I say without giving too much away, an element of like, not hallucination, but was it actually real? Did these things actually happen? What's that, Rune Shadow?
Ambiguous.
Yeah, it was a little bit ambiguous in terms of that. So, but I think for me, and this isn't giving anything away because it's about a grieving family, I think that a lot of it is about the guilt and shame associated with not staying in touch with loved ones. Like, I think that's a big part of this is, they talk about not being alone, not leaving, people don't want to die alone.
Right.
And, I can, this is something that I could definitely see when you're a parent. Aries is the only parent out of all of us. And, when you're a parent, or you're a retired parent, I'm sorry, Rich. But when you're when you're a parent, obviously you do everything you can to raise your children, I assume. And then, at a certain point, they go on to live their own lives. And while you're still a part of their life, you're not as much of a part. And then I think when some family members or parents, when that defines who they are, like, I'm the parent of so-and-so or whatever, when you retire, when you get older, I imagine that there's not much, it feels kind of empty when your children are not a part of your life, right? And they're out living their own lives and doing their own thing. I'm just theorizing now, so I don't really know, but that's kind of what I got from this a little bit.
I mean, I think a lot of it is left up to the interpretation of the viewer as to how you treat your parents and also how your children treat you.
Yep.
And as you said, I'm the only one that can speak about the children to the looking up that way. But as looking as to how you treat, we're all dealing with elderly parents. How are we? Yeah. Are we visiting them? Are we giving them the attention that they need or they want? I mean, it is that type of thing.
Yeah.
And is that emptiness filling them and bringing in a darkness?
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's a great way of putting it, Aries. And Raven Chow's applauding you. And especially, I think that this film is kind of poignant in where we are in the world right now. We're isolated. A lot of us are isolated, and some of us can't see our parents even if we wanted to. Obviously, Raven Chow's mom brings them cigarettes every day, but so that's nice of her, but
not every day.
I can't believe your mom brings you cigarettes.
It's been a while. No, it was early in the year. You just wanted to. No, baby, I don't going out, baby.
But you're going to work every fucking day.
Yeah, you can pick up your own cigarettes.
I can't. I told my mom, don't buy me cigarettes. Perhaps I'm sending the wrong message. You know my fucking mother, Aries. I can't stop her. Thank you.
Oh shit. So, but not all of us have that. Like my as I mentioned earlier, my mother's in Florida, and like there's no fucking way I'm going to Florida. Like even my mom's down there, I'm not going to Florida. And she wouldn't want me to go down there anyways. But well, actually, she probably would. But but that's the thing, and that's one of the things that we deal with is we. Raven Shadow can't even find time to watch a fucking movie. Like, if your mom didn't live down the road, you probably wouldn't ever see her, Like,
fucked up, man. Fuck.
All you have to do is yell out the window, "Ma, get me some smoke!"
knock it off.
My own house now.
Banging on the house. Banging on the house outside his bedroom. Knock it off. Knock it off.
Well, to be fair, when I was a parent, I wouldn't have any of that shit going on fucking in my house either.
Raven Shadow, actually, I'm curious. How would you rate your parenting on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, God.
Turns out failure, apparently. Yeah. But I fucking, that hurts my feelings a little bit. I listen. I fucking tried, man. I tried to be fucking. I fucking tried to be fucking Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, you tried to be Jonathan Kent.
Mom, here, my mom's busy. Go get me some smokes.
No,
you tried to be Jonathan Kent. You ended up being Johnny Lawrence.
I was a better fucking dad than all the Queen and fucking Bruce. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you did call them your wards, to be fair.
Yeah, listen, I fucking changed diapers, dude, and fucking I played a lot of fucking catch, by the way. A lot of fucking lunches I made, a lot of fucking things. You know what I mean? Fucking, I held fucking nebulizers with the asthma. A lot of fucking things. But yeah, apparently not so good.
Did you for lunch? Did you make them fucking Uncrustables? You just get the Uncrustables and toss them in the bucket bag.
I did peanut butter and jelly. I did fucking
and jelly.
Wow, you didn't skimp at all on the fucking.
I put the fucking things in the
peanut
bag.
Butter and jelly.
Juice box.
Did you say peanut butter man jelly? Is that what you said?
Man jelly. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Peanut butter man jelly.
Sick fucking scumbags. No, but I made lunches. I fucking picked up the fucking all kinds of shit. The fucking problems, the fucking principal's office. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh shit! Evil Corny says Ollie gives you a 3 out of 10. Wow. No, Ollie. I'll tell you what. I've seen you, and Ollie would give you a fucking 10.
Ollie has him trained very well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The cat, on the other hand, would give him a 2.
-2.
Yeah. That poor cat. I feel so bad.
Ollie gets his fucking dream bones you give him like 10 a day.
Not 10. He gets 1 in the morning. After he does his final business, and then we have dinner. He gets a little treat.
You fondle that dog's dick every time it goes outside, and you haven't touched the cat in a month.
The cat is approach avoidance. Okay, don't believe her lies. Okay, because
excuse me. Every time me or MZ came into the house, we pet that cat.
Yeah, it didn't look like she had been pet in months.
She's fucking acting. Okay, she's fucking faker. She's putting on a show for you.
Oh Jesus!
Putting on a show that she wants to get pet.
Yeah, please pet me. I'm so
she
deprived.
Just wants some attention.
Yeah,
give me attention.
Please,
and then when you guys, she's like, "Fuck you."
I would go over and pet her immediately.
Good.
The poor thing still got knots in its hair.
No, she's very hairy and nappy.
Which I'm sure you still have combed out or gotten rid of.
Trimmed her the other day, man. She's fucking.
Is the cat still alive?
Yeah, I think so. Chloe.
Oh my god, I think so.
Oh, I love Chloe.
Holy
She's a
shit.
very pretty girl. She's a fucking rescue. But the reason
someone's got to rescue it from her, from you.
Somebody's around.
She has so many couches. She has so many fucking toys. She has so many treats. but she doesn't want to be around anybody. Mary will tell you.
She likes being around me, MZ, and Aries.
Yeah.
She's putting a fucking show.
When I stay over, she I couldn't get her out of the room with me.
That's true. That's fair. But it's just like her room.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I walk over to the cat, and the cat would roll over and go rub my belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she'll give me a look like, see? Like
she's like, you, somebody please touch me.
She has approach avoidance issues.
Approach avoidance.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Is there anything else you guys want? Oh, I want to talk about the ending a little bit before we jump into the verdict. I gotta say, I did not like the ending. I feel like. All right, let me think about how to say this without giving too much away. I feel like it was all built up to a cheap jump scare.
Mm.
And I thought it had more to say, and it was deeper, and I was expecting or hoping for a more poignant ending, and maybe it's there, and I just didn't see it the way that the director intended. But I felt like it was just built up to this point, and then it kind of cheapened out, you know.
It did. That was one of the problems that I had with the way the jump scares came in, and there was no real resolution. I agree completely. I felt the ending was very abrupt.
Yeah, and it happened so fast that you couldn't even see what was happening. You know, like that's trying once again to not say too much, but like I got to at least bring that up. It just was like end. You know.
I thought he was trying a little too hard to have a non-Hollywood ending.
Yeah, it could be. And there may be something like somebody could illuminate a point about it that could make me go like, oh, okay, I could see that. But like in my head, I'm running through the different scenarios, and I don't like. That's not what I expected, and maybe that's why they went in that direction. But still, like I just don't see what that does for the movie. You know.
I mean, I did like the abruptness of it, but I definitely would have liked to a little bit more clear as to what they were trying to say.
Yeah. Ravenchild, did you see the ending?
I saw it.
We'll give you 5 minutes. Go check it out.
Yeah, go watch.
A little bit was like, don't take your clothes off and not fuck me. You know what I mean? Like it was a little.
Jesus Christ. It's okay if someone does that.
Not literally.
Yes. If someone took their clothes off and then wasn't in the mood, that's okay, Raven Shadow.
Oh, fuck. But fine. You're okay with the fucking Wonder Woman thing? Okay, fine. I'm just doing a little fucking joke. I was doing a little. All right, I'm sorry.
You better be.
I was doing a joke.
Doing a joke.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, swing and a miss.
I swung and a miss. Swung and a miss.
You just screw yourself into the ground on that swing.
It's a whip. All right.
But yeah, it left me with a sour taste in my mouth. And up to that point, I was digging a lot of what they were doing, and then at the end, it was just like, oh man, really? Like it just left me with a sour taste in my mouth, and it's hard not to remember that when you think back on the movie, right? So I'm actually still not sure how I'm going to go when we do the verdict on this one, because it left such a sour taste in my mouth. I just, up to that point, though, I liked a lot of what they were doing. I thought there was a very creepy atmosphere, a lot of real great attention to detail with what they're doing. So, anyone else have anything about the ending before we head to the verdict?
Not really.
Not really. All right, let's do the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether The Dark and the Wicked was a trick or a treat, and any final thoughts we may have. Let's kick it off with Michael Ravenshadow.
Wowzers. Like we said, there was some great stuff in this. I thought it was it was shot really well. They had a house
They had a house.
Jesus.
They had a fence. No.
They had sheep.
They had sheep.
The house had a door.
It's gonna cut headlights.
There was a
know
big
what I mean?
field.
Yeah,
There was a fence.
Someone had to fucking cut the lawn. You know what I mean?
Not you.
No.
You would be miserable if you had to cut that lawn.
It's a lot of fucking lawn. I ain't doing that. I was talking to a tree guy today. He's taking some limbs down. He's giving me a deal. That's nice. But no, it was cool. Like we said, there's things we've seen before. That's okay to see those things before, man. There's some great stuff that, hey, if it works, it works. But and I mean, honestly, like we're talking some real shit. This we're dealing with some family stuff right now that is, it's not this, but it's at that end of life stage right now. So it kind of, some of the themes resonated with me more in this viewing than maybe if I watched it last week or the year before. But some good gore. There was some good scenes. But overall, I think it's not a bad film. It just didn't entirely work for me. I like what this writer and director did. And I'm definitely down to seeing what they're doing next. And I think if you like supernatural
machinations,
haunted house, what the fuck, atmosphere. I wish it was something fun, Johnny. Maybe like, maybe
something fun.
Yeah, we're having Civil War, Insurrection. Maybe like, maybe.
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen.
So the next time we have a movie about parents dying, you want it to be fun. Okay.
Gotcha.
Right. We'll watch Ghost Dad. All right.
Ghost Dad.
Yeah, that's fun. How about Jack Frost, the fucking not the fucking scary one, the Michael Keaton one?
The Michael Keaton one.
That's a fun loving picture when your dad becomes a snowman, then melts. Fuck, that's fucking terrifying.
All right, just give you a verdict.
Wow.
No.
I agree.
I'm gonna filibuster. How's that? Like Congress. I'm gonna fucking just keep talking. All right. Listen. Hey, it was a for me, it was a tepid treat. A lot of good stuff there, but just what are you gonna do? They had a house.
Wow. All right, they had a house. All right, MZ. Bring some fucking clarity to this.
I'll try, man. Okay. Outside of the CGI, the technical aspects of this film must be applauded. I think the cinematography is really on point here. It's very well lit, great shadowing. It felt very natural. There's a very organic feel about this film in terms of lighting. The performances are really, really, really good. I think we're understating just how good these performances are, especially by Ezekiel Burkham, whatever his name is.
No, that was not his name. His name is Xander Berkeley.
Xander Berkeley. Okay. Yeah. I thought he was really effective in this flick. But as I said, I think the writing, you got a good story here, but the writing just seems to falter just a bit too much for me. The jump scares themselves are decent, but there's no resolution involved in it. And especially the ending. When you weigh it all out, I mean, you got some not great, I don't want to say great, but you got some good practical effects going on here, some decent violence going on, and the carrot cutting scene is a real squirmer.
Yep.
I was like, So those are always effective. to me. Overall, it's a fairly decent film. It's not great. It has flaws. I think a lot of people are overrating this one. If I'm seeing people saying that this is one of the best films of the year, or or winning awards, I must be missing something because I just don't see it. But it is a decent flick, not great. So I'm gonna be on the side of Raven Shadow and say, yeah, this is a tepid treat.
All right, tepid treat for.
And it has a house.
And it has a house, yes, of course. All right, let's hear from Aries.
The story is like basic, story. There's nothing too original about it, but they added some unique aspects to it, which make it a decent enough movie. And they spent some time building up the tension to this. This definitely is a slow movie. It was very intentionally done that way, very slow. There are times where, I've seen so many horror movies, but I felt uncomfortable and I could feel the chills because of what I was watching the characters go through. There was one scene where in the bed, like, I don't know if you guys, I don't want to say too much, but just I got chills. There were a few times I got chills because of the tension that was built up in this movie. I'm not quite. I don't think I understand exactly what MZ was saying with the jump scares not paying off, because this movie wasn't about jump scares. So there was just a couple little minor things, and I thought they were perfect for this movie because what they were trying to do, they weren't trying to shock you. They were trying to build up a tension and let off like a little relief valve. Let off a little bit of tension to try to put you at ease before they built it up again. And I thought that was done very well. The ending of this movie, although I kind of understood what they were trying to do, it was very abrupt and left a little bit too much to the viewer to interpret, where because there was so much, this movie, there was so much left to interpret. They should have kind of nailed down a little bit more at the ending. But definitely check this movie out because there is enough tension to keep you involved in this. So this movie is a treat. Check it out.
All right, and let's see. So for me on this one, yeah, like I talked about, there was a lot of stuff to like about this movie. I thought that the pacing was really good. The technical aspects were well executed. There's some great shots, basically what you guys have already said. And I think that this is just a well-crafted horror film. It's not doing too much in terms of like breaking new ground, but what it did, it was very solid, and it did it well. Like, it did it better than a lot of films that we've seen that do this kind of thing. But I feel, and I get what the director was going for with the ending, like I think I do, but for me it just didn't work. I feel like the film had such a tone to it the whole way, and then for the ending to be kind of like a completely dissonant tone to what had been built up to, just really threw me off and left me with a very sour taste in my mouth. Like, really? You're going to end the movie like that? And I think that really, unfortunately, is going to kind of stain my sort of memory of this movie a little bit. But because of the technical aspects and because it did everything so well leading up to that, I'm gonna err on the side of I'm gonna go on the side of treat because of that. But like I said, the ending just really left me with a sour taste in my mouth. So when I think back about this movie, I'm just gonna remember that ending, and I may forget the things I liked about the movie. So because of that, I'm still going to go with the treat because this is a really well-made film, and it does a lot of things exceptionally well. Like some of the scenes you guys talked about, the carrot scene, holy fuck, was that like brutal and tense. And there's some really great scares in this too, and really great use of shadow and sparing light. I know, I think MZ mentioned the shadow. Very, very well executed. This is a director who absolutely knows what he's doing. And I think that whether you like The Strangers or not, it's a well-made film. I definitely am looking forward to seeing more of what Brian Bertino is going to do, because he definitely is a good director. And I'm curious to see what he's going to do from here. But for me, this worked, but the ending just didn't work for me. So, but there's a lot more good than bad, so I'm going to stick with Treat on this. So that is going to do it for our discussion of The Dark and the Wicked. It is available right now on VOD, on DVD, and Blu-ray, and soon to be on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive, but it looks like they're just trying to get a little bit of cash out of it before they dump it on. Well, not dump it, before they put it on Shudder. So if you guys want to check it out, as of the time of this recording, you have to look at VOD, DVD, or Blu-ray, and it'll eventually be on Shudder, probably sooner than later. Probably within the next month or two. I would not be surprised to see it pop onto Shudder. So yeah, when it's on Shudder, if you guys are on the fence, I'd say just wait till it's on Shudder and then check it out. All right, well, that is going to do it for our discussion of The Dark and the Wicked. Let me see. Next week, we got a couple movies coming up in the next few weeks. So this one was a little bit of a, I want to do something a little bit maybe different, because there was a lot of other just kind of like regular old kind of horror movies that we could do. But this one kind of jumped out at me as being slightly different and potentially a unique one. And it is, just going to warn you, Aries, it's going to have subtitles. But this is a German film. We haven't done a lot of German films.
Shit.
What?
They scare me.
Why do they... Raven Shadow. Raven Shadow, let's have a conversation. Not every...
No, don't.
Not every German is Hitler, okay?
It's scary sometimes.
Come on, the German. Some language you love.
Actually, I'm sorry, Raven Shadow. I was wrong. It's Danish.
Oh.
So,
there you go.
You like Danish. They're sweet. They're good.
Yeah.
Now, see, here's German for you, okay?
Shit, it could have been worse. You could be showing a lot worse than what you're doing now.
Wait, where's... do you have Cannibal there, MZ?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, let me get it.
I don't have it within reach.
Wow, that's surprising, because you love that movie.
Yeah.
What do you got there? Necromantic 1 and 2?
Yeah. And of course,
of course, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
So I apologize. It's not a German movie. It is countries of origin: Sweden and Denmark. So the name of the movie is Coco Da.
Coco Da.
Can you say that 5 times fast, Raven Shadow?
Coco Da. Pretty fucking close.
It is pretty close. That's actually pretty good.
Coco Da. Life goes on.
Oh, all right, so Coco Da. It is a comedy fantasy horror directed by Johannes Nyholm. And I'll just read you guys a synopsis. As a couple goes on a trip to find their way back to each other, a sideshow artist and his shady entourage emerge from the woods, terrorizing them, luring them deeper into a maelstrom of psychological terror and humiliating slapstick.
What the fuck?
Right?
I don't know. What do the Danish people think humiliating slapstick is? I'm fucking concerned already.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be giving too much away because it's on the poster. But it actually, do you guys want me to read it or not? It gives you like a little, maybe a interpretation of what the film might be like.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh.
It says the bastard offspring of Groundhog Day and the Babadook.
Okay.
Wow. That's a lot to take in. Jeez.
So I saw this. I was like, we kind of got to do this. So next week we'll be discussing the film Coco Da. And that's for people who need to, it's obviously, not the easiest thing to spell. KOKO -DI. So Coco D and then space KOKO -DA. Coco D, Coco Da. Got it? Good.
Life goes on.
By the way, about 15 minutes ago, Corny says, MZ, you can be going around petting another man's. You can't be going around petting another man's cat like that. Talking about Chloe. And then,
well, somebody's got to.
And then he said to me, Wolfie, that cat wasn't going to let you mail anything out of the lair. That's why you were getting eyeballed. All right, so Coco D, Coco Da, we're doing that next week. It's available on, let me see the date. It actually may be available. I think it's already available on VOD. Let's see. Yeah, it is currently on, it's available on Amazon Prime for sure. So it's probably on other VOD platforms as well. And it is, Raven Shadow, you're going to like this. It is 85 minutes. You clapping?
I expect that to be done before next Thursday.
Yes, I do as well.
Yeah, no, big ups to the fucking Danish community. You make it a good runtime. It's a good runtime.
You're not even going to acknowledge that we expect it to be done before Thursday.
No, I understand you expect it, but
I'm coming over there and cracking skulls.
And not to fall asleep. If you could stay awake for longer than 85 minutes, you'll be doing yourself a real service and the show a real service.
Can you do that?
All right, listen, first of all, Aries, come over here, but do a different verb. Second of all,
whoa.
Just fucking talk, man. You're gonna crack skulls. Just have a
I got
conversation.
cracked skulls and I got a 10-foot 2x4 right above my head. Where is it? There it is.
Look at it.
Keep my social distance and crack you in the head.
Fuck.
Oh, he's gonna hit you with a mallet again, Aries.
What the fuck, Johnny? That was an accident.
Yeah, no, I got mine right here. I can hit him back.
Aries has like knives and fucking all kinds of tools.
I'm in my fucking workshop. I got everything around me. This is beautiful.
I'm gonna say that, Johnny.
What, are you gonna remind him about that?
You gotta do that, man. Edit that out.
He thought I liked you, huh?
That you fucking do like me.
Did you think I forgot that you hit me in the head with a hammer?
Yes.
No. That's something that people tend to remember.
That was an accident.
You still hit me in the head with a hammer.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it was an accident. Do you think it was an accident? You're just gonna like forget about it? Oh yeah, no problem. It's fine.
I said I was sorry. I was legitimate, and I apologized to him like a gentleman.
Like a
You
gentleman.
apologized to him because you were scared shitless.
Yeah.
But you still hit me in the head.
Otherwise, he would
with a hammer.
Well, to be fair, I did apologize like a gentleman. Publicly.
Did you let me hit you back?
Well, no, because you're a little bit.
Then we're not even.
Oh fuck! You should know what? That's Monster Zero's department.
I'll let Monster Zero hit you in the head with a hammer. I don't care. I'm not
I'll
picky.
do it.
As long as I can watch.
No. That's his job.
We have
All right, so I'll hit you with a mallet, and then I'll watch.
Sucks.
And you're squirming on the ground.
we had someone just pop in the chat room. I don't know who it is. His name's Mike. He says, "What did you think of The Dark and the Wicked? Did I miss the show?" Mike, you did not miss the show. We actually just did wrap up our discussion. Actually, I doubt it, but is this?
I was thinking that.
Hey, is this the main actor?
Actor Mike.
Yeah.
Oh,
If so, we loved it. No. We'll give a real quick. I think it was all treats all the way around, but there was some issues. But I think overall, I think we generally really enjoyed a lot of the film. Some people had some questions about the ending, but there you go. So that's what we thought of Dark and the Wicked, and if that is Michael Abbott Jr., we fucking loved it. It's the best movie we've ever seen.
No, don't do that.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being just prone to hyperbole like Raven Shadow.
Well, usually when a filmmaker listens to our show, it's a movie that I tend to not like.
That is true.
So it's probably not him.
Yeah, probably right.
But we all did give it various levels of treats.
Yes, that's why I don't think it's the film creator.
Well, it wasn't. If it's the person I'm thinking of, it would be the actor. Yeah.
Actor. Oh, I'm sorry. I can never remember who's in movies.
And Creepy Girl asks, "What next?" Let's see. Mike says, "What number can I call?"
555.
Yeah,
2323.
He says, "I'll answer your questions." All right,
Maybe
it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is
Yeah,
the actor. Let me see. I wonder if I can do. Let me see if I can do private. I don't know if I can even do private messages on this thing.
That'd be fucking outrageous.
So you guys talk. I'm going to message Mike.
My name is Bullet. Yeah, man.
That's not talking. That's singing.
Yeah, come on.
Oh God.
No, but I think
talk about Coco D Coco Da.
Yeah, so
life goes on.
So it's a weird fucking Danish film next year. It's a cross between Groundhog Day and what was the other picture?
Babadook.
So that should be challenging and quasi interesting. But moving forward, I'm not sure what the landscape's going to be for this year. I know we mentioned early on about some flicks that are coming out, but there's got to be a point where there's not a lot of content. Maybe there's a lot of things in the can. Maybe we'll see things that would get more of a high profile release that they wouldn't have before.
No, I think the film industry is going to be fine because now they're starting to relax with the filming.
Yeah, don't tell Tom Cruise that. He'll
yell at
you. That's the first thing he's done in a long time that I've liked.
Yeah, right.
Christian Bale called like he's gonna fucking calm down, son. But I mean, but though, really, like, do you think some things will get a higher profile? Like, actually, one thing, Jericho was talking about being in a new Kevin Smith picture. That obviously Smith has been doing a different model on how he's putting out his movies. But you think with the pandemic, maybe something like I think it's a horror movie actually coming out. But like, do you think things that would get more of a lower profile will get a higher profile now that maybe there isn't as much content coming out?
I don't necessarily think so. Things are just going to be promoted differently and looking, I think, forward into not the immediate future, but the more distant future, like end of the year or into 2022. I think you're going to see movies done more along the lines of how Kevin Smith released Reboot.
Right.
More intimate, showings.
Which I did love that. I mean, it's funny too. Like, and do you think what was the old theater kind of theater thing was? You want to get people in. A movie can only be so much length, right? Like you can't have a 3-hour picture because you want to keep people in. Keep the theaters packed. Now, do you think we'll see more of an elongated like running time than before? Like maybe have more freedom to do like director's cuts as the only cut, as opposed to doing the abbreviated,
Well, the director's cut, that's where you run into, a studio. The studio has the ultimate say, but then after the fact, the director can release his cut of it. So that's where that comes into play. But if you're looking at more smaller movies, studios aren't going to have the say that they have now with these major blockbusters. You're gonna find the major blockbusters are going to be fewer, and you're going to have more smaller movies,
which is kind of interesting. So will that kind of be the opposite of? Will that Do you think that will change the perspective of the, what do you want to call it, the old timey club? Like the people like and people who I love, I love Nolan, I love Scorsese, but maybe people who and maybe Scorsese is wrong because he did have Irishman on Netflix, but the folks that look down upon streaming will have to finally come to grips that this is going to be a thing for a while.
Yeah, probably. And I think the huge Hollywood actors are either going to have to take a big pay cut or not work anymore. I think that's one thing that's going to start happening. Because I think what's going to happen is a lot of these streaming services, not necessarily movies, but they're going to release short run TV shows to get around the theater backlash of not releasing a movie, but being able to put stuff on their streaming content. Where Disney Plus, where they would release a movie in the theater and then have it on their streaming service. Now they're going to just do it on their streaming service, but they'll have it be 4 short TV shows rather than one long movie.
Do you kind of space more? I mean, you can cut. You mean like film it but cut it up, or?
Yeah, well, now they'll film things going forward as being small TV shows rather than a full-length movie. So where the theaters can't complain that they're not releasing their movies in the theaters, they're just making short TV shows for their streaming service.
Interesting, which is kind of funny too when you get once again you have all this stuff was already pre-planned, but you have all the Marvel Universe Avengers, cast doing their streaming TV shows.
Well, now they're having their TV shows, but now you have all all these blockbusters that they wanted to release in the theaters this year that they've been holding on to because they want to release them in theaters and make money. But at some point, they have to make the decision whether they're going to show them on a streaming service or just lose the money in the theater.
I apologize for interrupting this conversation, but we're going to actually connect up with Mike. It is Mike Abbott Jr., the actor.
Oh, really? Holy shit!
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna try to give him this. This is totally off the cuff. We had no idea. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a call, and we'll add him. It's not video. I just have a number, so I'm gonna call him. So this is definitely a first. This is interesting.
Hopefully this works.
Yeah. No, it'll work. I think it's calling him now.
How did you get this number?
Hey, Mike. It's awesome to talk to you, man.
Hey, I told you not to come.
So
what's up, guys? How are you?
Doing well, man. We appreciate you just kind of popping in and saying, hey, it's really awesome. And it's funny, we actually literally just got done talking about the movie when you popped in. But we appreciate you taking the time to come join us. So it's definitely appreciated, man.
Oh, well, hey, it's my pleasure. I just sit around all day trolling Twitter looking for podcasts that are talking shit, and I thought, hey, these guys look like fun.
Oh, yeah, we're a ball.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're half right. We talk shit, but we're not fun.
Yeah.
Some good-looking guys there, too. Like a little bit of Duck Dynasty going on.
Motherfucker. I like you up until that point.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Are there even people listening to this show? I don't know how this stuff goes.
Yeah, we are. So we are broadcasting live. So there's some people listening live, and then we put the podcast out on Friday. So we'll have people checking it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, all these different places. So yeah,
awesome.
But
what kind of questions can I answer for you guys?
All right. Well, obviously,
well, now that I have no idea what you said about the movie. You could have been talking shit all night.
It's actually kind of funny. We did have there was a movie we did somewhat recently that we were talking very positively about, and then I won't name names. One of the hosts on the show then proceeded to kind of tear it down at the end, and so the actor must have tweeted out and was like, "Oh, these guys are fucking killing it! Like, this is awesome!" And then I went to reply to the tweet the next day, and he had deleted it since he must have listened to the entire show.
Oh no!
But no, that's not. We actually really dug the movie. We think in terms of, I'll just kind of summarize because obviously our listeners had already listened to the discussion, so I won't go over all the details. But just to summarize, we thought it was a fantastic build-up. Like the way that the movie was, the technical aspects and the acting were all incredibly well done. We've been doing this for 8+ years, and we've seen a lot of movies that are just, they retread a lot of ground that we've seen, but they don't do it all that well. And this, while it's not a completely original story, the technical aspects are really well done. The acting really sells it. And the only thing I had a problem with was the ending was jarring to me. So for me, the ending was a little bit jarring. It wasn't what I expected, and it left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. But I think I know what you guys were going for, and I think that up to that point, this has some of the creepiest scenes that I've seen in a movie in a long time. And so I think you guys really knocked it out of the park in terms of what you were able to achieve with the kind of the tension and building up, especially with the acting and the writing and everything. So, kudos to you guys, because I think you made a great flick.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. It's funny that you mentioned that about the end of the film, because it's not it's certainly not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't know is that the last 10 minutes of the film, there was actually a whole alternate ending to what you saw in the final project. Or in the final product. We when we shot last year, January, or what was that? January and February of last year, they edited the film together and played it for some test audiences, and people were really kind of aloof as to what the last 10 minutes of the film was supposed to be. And so Brian went back and he actually rewrote about the last 10 minutes of the film from the time Michael comes home through the end of the movie. And so we went back and shot alternate scenes in July, I believe, July or August. And then they had already done most of the post-production work, and then just kind of fit in what we reshot. Now, personally, I think the new ending works so much better than what the original ending did. But I'm also not here to tell people what they should and shouldn't think. But sure. I think your viewing experience was probably more enjoyable with this ending than it would have been with the prior.
Okay. And I think the interesting thing about it is I mean, and you can, obviously you didn't hear our discussion, and you can, these are kind of themes that we talked about. We're trying not to give too much in terms of spoilers because it's still a, relatively new flick. So we try to kind of toe that line a little bit. But obviously the scene when Michael goes home was pretty fucking brutal, man. Like that, and kind of some of the things that we thought about were to me anyways, this film felt like it was about that sort of like, not being alone when you die, and like how family sort of drifts apart, and then just kind of the fear and the darkness that sets in when you're alone. And, that's kind of one of the themes that I got from it. And, that scene with Michael going home was kind of brutal in terms of, his family, finding him and all that. So how did you feel about knowing that the ending changed? How did you feel about that new ending when that was sort of introduced?
when Brian kind of shot the idea to me and said, this is what I'm thinking, I immediately jumped all over it. I thought it was so much more powerful than originally. I think I'll probably get in trouble for this, but who gives a shit? It's the movie's out on Blu-ray now, so what are they going to do? Originally, when Michael came home, no one was there, and he came into the kitchen, and then the wife came through the door, and the wife was actually a demon. Oh. And the wife originally took Michael's knife from him and killed him. And we were always a little bit like, now how did the demon make its way to the wife if she wasn't at the farm?
Right.
It just never really sat right with us, and obviously it didn't sit right with the test audiences either. But the image of seeing his daughters this way was kind much more powerful to me, and from an acting standpoint, I mean, it's kind of an actor's money shot to be able to come in and have to react to a grisly scene like that. This was my first foray into a horror movie. I'd never done a horror movie before. I'm not a huge horror fan for any other reason than that they scare the shit out of me. I already have enough anxiety as it is. I just the idea of being chased by a man through the woods with a hacksaw just has never really interested me that much. But what drew me to the script was that, I felt like these were real people dealing with a real situation that anyone, you or I, could be faced with. And it's it's amazing that when the film came out post-pandemic, I guess we're still in the middle of the pandemic, but as I'm talking through a mask, I think this film certainly affects people in a different way than it would have had it come out, 2 years ago, just because of that subject of loneliness and isolation and if we've learned anything during this pandemic, it's the things that we take for granted. And I think one of those things that we take for granted is the time that we can spend with the people that we love and our loved ones. And I think the film resonates with people a little differently now, having gone through this situation. That's kind of a long-winded answer to your question, but I like this ending. I can pick anything I've ever done apart from Come Home.
Sure.
But I was really happy with the final product.
You do bring up a really interesting point, though, because this film is very, obviously you guys started making it prior to the pandemic, but it ends up being very poignant because, it's about isolation and being alone and these feelings of sort of like that a lot of us are dealing with now. So that's one of the things I did think about while watching it. It was like had a greater impact because of what we're going through now. And, that's one of the side effects. You guys obviously had no idea, but I think it is a very relevant film in this day and age because of where we are right now.
Yeah. No, I think so too. That movie cost me a meniscus.
Really?
My last day of shooting, my last shot, the last take, was actually the scene of Louise and Michael sitting on the porch, and him telling Louise that he had seen their mom in the yard. We had done a take, and we were set up on the porch in the backyard. It was like 3 a.m. And Brian was standing out in the yard with the monitor, and he kind of motioned for me to come down to get a note, and started to make my way to him and realized all the fucking crew is set up all across the front of the porch, so I couldn't get to him, and I had to step off the side of the porch. It was about a 1.5 foot drop, and a 1.5 foot. And I stepped down. I went and talked to him, and then as I made my way back to the porch and sat down, my knee felt like a rubber band was twisting on the inside of my leg. And by the end of the scene, about 10 or 15 minutes later, my left knee was the size of a basketball. And they picked me up and carried me to a pickup truck, and that was my wrap. That was how I said goodbye to everybody. One of the crew guys stuck a vape pen in my mouth, and I poked as much as I could, and went to the ER in bumfuck Texas, and flew back to New York the next morning and had emergency surgery.
Holy shit!
Beautiful.
Oh no,
that's fucking great.
Jesus Christ, man! That's...
So don't tell me I didn't give my all.
As Monster Zero on the show likes to say, you suffer for your art, right?
Oh yeah. If I don't break something and something I'm working on, then I feel like I haven't given it my all.
Oh man, that's horrible. That's terrible. Are you healing up now? Has it been long enough where you're able to move around?
Oh yeah. No, I'm totally fine now.
Good.
We'll wait till that court case goes before the judge, and then I'll tell you all about it.
Well, next project, we expect to see a 7 limb somewhere. Okay, so
yeah,
up your game a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess since you mentioned that you guys had did some reshoots on this to redo the ending, I guess kind of curious, what was it like coming back and filming during a pandemic? That must have been a different experience, because when you guys filmed this, it was pre-pandemic. I think you guys probably wrapped as things were maybe starting, so that must have been kind of an interesting experience.
Yeah, and I didn't have a whole lot of I didn't get a whole lot of notice before I went back. Luckily, they caught me probably a day before I shaved my head and beard, and I'd lost at that point 30 or 35 pounds since we had shot. So I had a little bit of a different look going on. So I got a little extra padding for the reshoots, and then the beard wasn't quite as long as it was when we shot, but they were able to fake our way through that. But jumping back into it, obviously the circumstances that I was playing in the new scenes were different than what I had been playing before. So in a way, it was kind of like working on a whole new film, like a mini short film. But Brian was there holding my hand through the whole thing, and we had a good time. It was nice to be back in Granbury, Texas. If you guys ever get a chance to go there, take 25 minutes and see the town.
That big, huh?
Yeah.
Is that a walking tour of it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's walking, driving, and everything. No, it was great. The people down there were great. They had no idea what we were doing. It would have actually been the perfect film to shoot during a pandemic, because we shot on Brian's farm that he grew up on. It was his family farm.
Oh, okay.
And so it was out in the middle of nowhere, no neighbors. So no one in town had any idea what was going on. We had our own little built-in bubble, which would have been perfect for a pandemic, but we were a year early.
Yeah, I actually wondered when I was watching. I mean, obviously, I understand the production time, so I had a feeling this probably was done prior to the pandemic, but, because of the way it was shot, it's mostly one location. I had a feeling that it could have been done like in the early part of the pandemic. So it is interesting to hear you talk about it, that you guys wrapped before and then, did some reshoots and were doing it, during the pandemic. So that's kind of interesting. And, did it add any additional, I don't know, like emotion or feeling or poignancy to it when you were working on it to reshoot?
Not really. No, I mean, no. It hadn't quite taken the toll that it has now.
Yeah.
So it was still fairly early in the game. But no, it didn't really affect the reshoots at all.
Yeah. Obviously I had nothing prepared, so this is a total impromptu, but really awesome. And I'm just looking through. I typically try to look through everyone's filmography, but I see you did some voice work on Red Dead Redemption, which is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, no, I did three of those games. To this day, I have yet to play it. The last video game I think I played was the original Nintendo Super Mario Brothers. So when I told the guys at Rockstar that I didn't play video games, they all kind of looked at me like I was insane. But I had a really good time on that. It was a good group of guys.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
Ladies. There's women at Rockstar also. I should say women also.
Yes, that's really outstanding. And since while we have you here, is there anything else you want to kind of plug? Is there any projects you have coming up that you're really excited about people checking out?
I've got. I finished up this movie that I was shooting in March, and we got shut down the 15th of March when the shit kind of hit the fan, and we all went away, and then they brought us back to Atlanta in September or October to finish this film up. It's called Peace in the Valley.
Yep.
Written and directed by a gentleman named Tyler Riggs. It's his first feature. I think it's going to be good. It's another family drama. I just can't seem to escape the family drama. But it's about a mass shooting, and I play twin brothers. I play kind of the good brother and the bad brother as well.
Oh, interesting.
But that should be out. Hopefully, that should be out within the next couple of months. What I hear, and then I got. Well, until I sign my name to it, I can't tell you what it is.
That's
but
fine.
I got something really exciting that is going to be work from. It sounds like about March through the end of the summer. So I'm excited that 2021. I've locked in some work. We're all nervous as actors about the pandemic work. So I think I found my pandemic job.
Yeah, that must be really tough, because I know obviously a lot of productions got shut down, and it seems like a lot of the high profile ones are kind of continuing on with a lot of restrictions. So I was actually kind of curious how that was going in terms of kind of some of the smaller stuff and the TV stuff, and but that's great. I'm glad that you were able to kind of it sounds like once it's official that you have something that's kind of in the works. So that's really outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, working during the pandemic, just like it is for everybody else. It's a whole new ball game. I mean, when we finished Peace in the Valley in Atlanta, suddenly it was the first production I was on where I was like, what's going on in front of the camera isn't necessarily the most important thing happening right now. It's have I had my temperature taken in the last half hour? Do I have the right armband on to be standing next to this gentleman? Who is this new makeup person? Was she tested? It's a whole new ball game. But you know what? If you love the job enough, you'll do whatever you have to do in order to make it happen. So that's what we'll do.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I thankfully am able to work from home, but I understand. Like, I mean, that's not really possible for you. So you kind of have to, just kind of put yourself out there and do it. So, I'm sure that there's a lot of hesitancy and concern about it. But, I'm sure a lot of these sets are going to, try to take care of everyone, because that's, hopefully everyone has that in everyone's best interest, at least.
Yeah. I think that's certainly the case, and hopefully there seems to be a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. So hopefully we'll get on the other side of this thing before too long.
Yeah, maybe in about 2 weeks things will start to get a little bit better.
Yeah, no shit, right?
One can only hope.
Holy crap.
Yeah, man.
I thought the world was going to end. I thought the world was ending yesterday.
I did too, man. It's scary shit. Like, one thing we hope we can do is give people a little respite, a little bit of a break from real world, because things have been fucking nuts. Like, everyone thought 2021 was going to be the year, right? Everything is going to be better. And then, not even fucking 6 days in, we get this bullshit, right?
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to put my Fear of the Walking Dead training into play yesterday. I thought the walkers were going to start coming for us.
Yeah, no shit, right? Well, and probably not too
listen,
far.
I won't take up too much of your all's time. I appreciate what you do, and I appreciate you shedding light on films that a lot of people, a lot of mainstream movie fans wouldn't necessarily pay attention to. But I appreciate the work that you guys do. It's not in vain. It is appreciated.
Yeah, of course, man. And we really appreciate you just kind of real impromptu, just kind of popping in here. And it's funny, like I just saw it. We typically know everyone in the chat room when they pop in. And I was like, Mike, I'm like, wait. There was a Mike in the movie. I'm like, is this? So it's just kind of funny how it all went down. I don't know if you want to go ahead and plug anything, if you want to plug any of your social media or anything, but if you do, feel free. If not, no worries.
I tend to be most active on Twitter, and my handle is at MyCabot, MYKABIT. You can go there and listen to me ramble about Trump and bitch McConnell.
Well, you just gotta follow for me. So
all the time.
Yeah, you know what? Like now that we're gonna have to have you back sometime. So because we had a lot of fun, and this is kind of totally impromptu. But when you get that project locked down, maybe we'll keep in touch here and there, and maybe if you want, you can come back and we'll talk some more with you, man.
Oh hell yeah, that sounds great.
All right, so we appreciate it. This has been Michael Abbott Jr., just impromptu calling. Mike, thanks so much. We really appreciate you taking the time and for checking out the show, man. We appreciate it.
You got it, guys. Have a good night.
All right, you too, man. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Oh.
Holy shit.
That was pretty fucking crazy. That was awesome.
Well, the first show of the year is off to a roaring start, huh?
Yeah.
He's a cool man. I think that dude a lot.
Yeah, that dude is fucking awesome, man. It's so funny because he popped in the chat and I'm like, wait, Mike. I'm like, is that the dude from the fucking movie? And then
What was like, I remember watching the picture, like he played Mike, but he was also Mike. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird, when you play your name.
Well, I mean, and this is not in any way a criticism to one's acting abilities, but sometimes actors react better when their actual name is the same as their character name.
Okay, Monster Zero.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's definitely not meant to be a critique on his acting ability, because he was good in this movie. They were all good in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if the name doesn't matter, you might as well just carry over your own name, so you just can react, organically.
Well, you react more naturally because someone's calling your name instead of your character's name, so you react, a little, with a little bit more aggression, or a little bit more appropriately, is what I should say.
And next week on the show, MZ will be doing Acting 101.
That's right. That's right. Tune in next week as I teach you about Shakespeare and the Greasy Strangler.
You got fucking plain noodles over there.
Raven Chow, I could tell that you fucking love that dude.
I do. I think we're best friends now.
I do. I do.
You're my new best friend.
Yeah, I dig that cat. He's cool, man.
Yeah, no, that was like totally unexpected, totally impromptu. He literally emailed me a number so I could call him and get him in on this. So totally impromptu, but that was really, really cool of him to, even
Very
just
nice.
pop in and say hi in the chat room, and then and just to join us was really cool. So we appreciate Mike Abbott Jr. Doing that, and I would love to get him on again and talk to him some other time, because that was a ball. He was a real fun, real awesome dude.
Yeah, no, I think if we could fucking dive deep into something, I think we'd have a fuking slobber knocker of a conversation.
Slobber knocker. Dive deep into what happened yesterday.
No, I think I'd like to cut his jib already, man.
Yeah,
he's dope. I'll seed him with the twin movie he's doing. I'll watch that. I can't wait.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I that must be an interesting challenge for an actor to play twins, because he's playing both roles. So, I'm definitely curious about Peace in the Valley, or I think that was the name of it. Let me get the double check and see, and Peace in the Valley, and he's also, it looks like pre-production on another film called Hell House. So. Not Hell House LLC, MZ.
Oh, well, that ship has sailed. It's trilogy. Let it stay that way. This must be it's probably a different Hell House, or it could be a remake. Who knows?
Yeah, this day and age, who knows? All right, cool. So big ups to Michael Abbott Jr. Big ups to yourself, Ray. Oh, Ray Michelle's gone. What the fuck?
Yeah, of course he's gone.
He actually left when he called too.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah. He got up and left like. All right, so that was completely unexpected, and but pretty awesome. So
yeah,
let's play some voice messages, because I think we got 2 of them. Actually, I missed another one. It's funny. Tim from Melbourne calls in. He usually calls in his voice messages early in the week, and I missed his voicemail from last week. So I'm going to go ahead and play that first, and then he also sent one in for this week as well. So let me go ahead and get this queued up. All right, let's hear from Tim from Melbourne.
Bombaleo! Tim from Melbourne again. Actually, I'm down in the country at the moment at my parents for Christmas. Merry and happy and everyone, and I'll see you next year, and hopefully going to see the Star Wars trilogy on the big screen early next year, so that'll be fun. All right, see ya.
I wonder which version of the trilogy he's going to be playing on the big screen. Is it the McClunky version from the fucking Disney Plus? Raven Shadow, have you seen Star Wars on Disney Plus?
What do you mean?
A New Hope. A New Hope, yeah.
No, what version is it?
Well, obviously it's a special edition, but they even added more in, where Greedo, before he shoots Han first, says McClunky.
Are you fucking with me? What does that mean? Is that a thing?
He says McClunky.
What does that mean?
It means McClunky.
Yeah. What do you think? Duh.
Like I sometimes when I love what you do on the Force and Sensitive, but there's times where I don't know what you kids are fucking talking about. I feel it's just like fucking noises.
I'm surprised you didn't hear about that. That was like big news when that dropped.
Yeah.
McClunky?
McClunky, yeah.
So what does that mean?
MacLunkey. McClunky.
I mean, you can spell it frontwards or backwards. I still don't understand what it means. Like Macaulay Clunky? I mean, I don't know what that...
McClunky Culkin?
McClunky Culkin.
McClunky Culkin? I don't know what that means. All I know is I have the B-sides to the DVD a dude gave me about special editions. The unaltered, whatever the fuck, just the firework explosion of the Death Star, Han shot first, and I'll watch those on THQ fucking cuts.
So I actually just looked it up because I actually wasn't sure what it means. Because wait, did all you guys see? Did all you guys that care see the season 2 finale of Mandalorian?
Yes,
dude.
Okay, I just double check. I couldn't remember. But anyways, at the end,
I left you a fucking voicemail.
No, I was mostly asking for Aries. I just couldn't remember, but I remember him talking about it now. So I just was double checking. I don't want to,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Raven Shadow. Jesus Christ. But the end with the mid credit sequence, Boba, with his when he meets up with Bib Fortuna says McClunky as well.
That's right.
And apparently, I just looked it up. What it means is this will be the end of you. It's Huttese for this will be the end of you.
That's fucking stupid. It changes the fucking scene in the fucking picture, man.
Exactly. So not only did Greedo shoot first in the fucking special edition, he also fucking threatened him.
Actually, you know
Just
what?
to double down on it.
That's where
I'll take the threat if you take away the shot.
I agree. That's a fair trade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a fair
because you know
trade.
what? You threaten me, I'm gonna fucking shoot you.
No, get Mike back on the phone. He's from Texas. Fucking, I'm upset now because no, he's like, if you're lucky, I'll only take your ship. He already threatened the dude enough by fucking give me your fucking. You didn't need any of that. You don't need a fucking Macaulay Culkin. You don't need fucking. You don't need that. It's fucking whack. Leave it alone, Lucas. Put your pencils down.
I'm not saying it needs more, but I'm saying if you're going to add something, add the threat, take away the shot, because Guido should not have shot at all.
I'm with you to a point when you say take away the shot, but he already threatened the dude.
McClunky.
He didn't threaten his life. He threatened to take his ship.
That's fucking Aries. I'm gonna take your truck. Aries. Monster Zero wants to take your bike. What do you think about that?
Well, you know what?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Duck Dynasty?
Oh shit!
You're not that far away from here. I'll drive to your house and kick your ass.
All right.
You're closer than I am.
Hold on,
All right,
Raven Shadow.
another voicemail.
Hold on. I'm going to play the McClunky for you. I got it queued up, okay? You ready? You ready, Raven Shadow?
I'm upset. Go ahead.
Even I get bored at some time.
It's kind of quiet.
You think I had a choice? Over my dead body. Yes, I bet you have.
I don't know what that was, but whatever it was, it made more sense than Raven Shadow.
Wait, I want to hear the fucking transcript of that. McClunky.
If it comes out fucking Macaulay Culkin, that'd be fucking Macaulay Clone Wars.
McClunky Culkin.
Or Plunky Vice.
Plunky Vice? Is that what you said?
Leave it fucking alone. Stop adding shit.
You know what? You know what's funny is I don't think that was Lucas because it was done for Disney Plus in 2019.
Well,
so
then
unless he gave notes.
Yeah, he fucking gave some fucking notes.
All right, we got one more voice message. And I think, let me just double check. All right, I'll play this one while I double check. So this is another one. That was last week's from Tim from Melbourne. And now we got this week's from Tim from Melbourne.
Bombalayo! Tim from Melbourne here again. Back at work and back at the grind, and people wondering why there wasn't any work done over Christmas and New Year. Oh, maybe because it was Christmas and New Year, and I also got a buddy pinged on Christmas Eve for not doing something. They couldn't get it fixed because I wasn't at work for a week. Yes, New Year, new content. I've got a couple of new reviews I did for the new Eternals, which is going to be the new continuity for the Marvel films going forward. Eternals 1, pretty much a reset of the story, but I think it might have been around previously. But for this one, they're going with a new storyline, which is mainly just explanation, but does have a big surprise from a major character. It was in the previous Marvel. And also the Star Wars 10, which I don't know how long it is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It seems to have gone to like 50 years. Nice to see Lobot in that one because they find a old robot that can do a new code like Wing Talkers, and the robot that no one understands gets programmed by Lobot. A bit on the nose. They got Parademron's parents in it, but we'll see how that one goes. And the big new ones, Star Wars: the High Republic, which is going back to like hundreds of years before the events of the Clone Wars. Yoda's in it, but he's a relatively young man, and they're going to do some new stories in that. So maybe something for people who want something more original in the Star Wars and don't just want to do the same movie characters all the time. All right, thank you. See ya.
All right. Thanks, Tim from Melbourne. Some cool stuff. I know. Go ahead, Raven Shadow.
So first of all, I'm going to work with Tim from Melbourne on some additional Blackout Tape stuff, and we're doing a Lobot-centric podcast. He doesn't know it, but I am a huge Lobot.
Wait, how much can you fill with Lobot-centric podcast?
I will fucking figure it out, man. I don't know. There's maybe a lot of Lobot content, because bring him back. Give him his show on fucking Disney Plus.
The Lobot show.
Do you just listen to like keywords and like when people talk and go, I'm going to do a podcast about that?
Yes, well, it's going to be I Am Lobot with me and Tim from Melbourne. What do you think of that? And Will Smith, Monster Zero. What do you think of that? Oh, hell no. But no, Tim, call me, bro. We'll talk.
All right, there you go. All right, Tim. Thanks, man. We always appreciate hearing from you and seeing what you are reviewing and what kind of things you're digging. So we appreciate it, buddy. All right. So yeah, that's it. No more voice messages. Let's see. Yep, that's it. All right. Well, that was fucking cool. Totally off the cuff. I had a discussion with Mike Abbott Jr. From The Dark and the Wicked. So that was pretty awesome. Do you guys have anything else before we start to wrap shit up?
No.
No, man, that was a nice surprise. Really dope and really cool, that dude.
Yeah,
For real.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad we talked mostly positive about the movie.
Something we didn't say anything bad about it.
No,
I mean, there was
I
some.
know.
Wasn't.
No, but usually the case is I shit on the movie, and that's when someone from the movie actually listens to the show.
Right. Oh, we actually just got one voice message. Hold on.
Well, also too, though, what Johnny didn't say, though, I don't think we're ever fucking downright malicious.
MZ is sometimes.
And I've been known to be a little harsh at times.
Right. I mean, from a fan perspective.
I was pretty harsh on Deathcember. I will say that. But that's, you guys know me. That's pretty rare.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I threatened to punch one of the directors of that one.
That's true. You did.
I was so happy it wasn't that guy that listened to the show, though.
But overall, those are some isolated incidents. In a movie, right?
All right. Do you guys want to hear from Ezekiel Barnum?
Wait, what?
Really?
That's who sent us a voice message. So let's hear.
Oh, well, we'll see if it's really him.
All right, we'll see what Ezekiel has to say.
This is Ezekiel Barnum. I was referred to earlier in the episode by Monster Nobody, whatever his name is. I wasn't the guy in the movie. I don't appreciate you referring to me. I am a real person. I have feelings. So in the future, try to get actors' names right, because you never know when you're going to refer to someone who's actually out there. Okay. All right. McClunky.
So he meant this will be the end of you. Holy shit. That was fucking awesome. MZ, who's Ezekiel Barnum?
He played the priest. He played the priest in The Dark and the Wicked. Good performance, too.
No, it was Xander Berkeley, but thank you for showing up.
Well,
you said
hey,
Ezekiel Barnum.
Hey, I was close.
Ezekiel Barnum and Bailey. You fucking
Ezekiel Barnum. Oh, I'm so glad Ezekiel Barnum called. That was fucking awesome. I'm glad I saw that before we signed off. Oh, shit. All right. Raven Shadow, you done?
What are you doing? What?
I'll tell you, I'm done.
Elizabeth. All right, so let's I forget what I was saying before Ezekiel called in, but I think we're wrapping up. So all right, let's do it. MZ, say goodbye.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Aries.
Goodbye.
Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, survive with your mask on.
All right. Thanks to Ezekiel Barnum from The Dark and the Wicked. And also, obviously, a big thanks to Mike Abbott Jr., who completely off the cuff surprised us, impromptu, whatever you want to say. But that dude was fucking awesome, and it was just great having him on and chatting with him for a few minutes. So we appreciate that. We'll have to keep in touch with him and have him back on because that was a blast. So big thanks to Michael Abbott Jr. and big thanks to all of you who tuned in. Everyone listened live. Tim from Melbourne for sending in his awesome voice messages and keeping us abreast of what's going on in the world of Star Wars. Speaking of, real quick, Raven Shadow, are you interested in the High Republic? Star Wars, the High Republic?
Oh, I'm going to get high with Rocky watching that show. We're doing for anything.
That's where everyone just fucking tokes up with lightsaber bongs, right?
I mean, I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's so fucking. You little kids know so much fucking new content.
Little kids.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Is it? What High Republic is like the old Republic when they were.
Oh God.
You know what? Watch it and find out.
Yeah.
What channel is it on?
There you go.
Play the music, Johnny.
McClunky.
It's on PBS.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is it. So we appreciate all you guys tuning in, everyone listening to the podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.